All right, I think we're live. 40 minutes late, but finally got on here. Sorry, guys. Let's see if anybody's actually starting now. Before I do introductions and things, finally got on here. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Yeah, before I do introductions and things, I'll just wait for a few people to join. I know MyAnimeList here. Hey, guys. Hey, man. Yeah. Sorry for the late. Yes. I can see we've got 5 likes already. That's cool. 2 viewers. Cool. All right. So yeah, this is Sunday Archive episode 11. I'm deciding to do them as live streams now because I get more and more questions each archive that I do, and it's more of a hassle to basically record my answers, pre-broadcast, and put them up and edit them and encode them and reduce file size, then upload it to YouTube. I might as well just do it via live stream. It's much quicker, and then it kind of it's much better because then it offers you guys, anybody who's watching me live, to ask me questions that maybe they didn't think of when the what I mean. So I'm just going to check Twitter real quickly. Open a few more pages. I need to open up a second page for Sunday Archive episode 10 because that was the last archive video that I did, and there's all the questions on there that I need to answer. So I'm just going to open up that video now, and I'll probably start answering the questions a little bit into the live stream, probably maybe about 15-20 minutes into the live stream. I'm just kind of getting the ropes. Before I do any introductions, I just want to give people the opportunity to kind of click on the video and start watching it. So if I'm a little bit silent or quiet, please just bear in mind that I'm literally just getting everything sorted. Just find my Sunday Archive playlist. Here we go. Open up episode 10. So I've got the questions there, and mute the video so there's no more extra noise. Well, I could just pause it. I don't need to watch it. Wow. I was looking at episode 10 now. I had a beard back then. I mean, I have a bit of a beard now, but if you look at my episode 10 video, my beard's really long. It's quite strange to see myself with such a long beard. Wow, that was really weird. I look like I'm just being trapped on a desert island. Okay, so let's see how many questions were actually on this video. I didn't read any of the questions. Let's see. Yeah, quite a few comments. There was like 32 comments on there. So yeah, this live stream, I don't have any particular goal for how long I want it to be. It's probably just going to be kind of the standard thing, like 2-3 hours maybe. I don't know. Okay, so I can see I've got 7 watchers, 7 viewers. Hello, guys. Welcome to episode 11 of the Sunday Archive. I can see a lot of people in the comments box. This is actually new. Last time I did a live stream, this chat box wasn't here, I don't think anyway. Okay, I've got MyAnimeList here. Got Elvis Kosovic, hello. Who else we got? Mr. Legislator KH, hey dude, good to see you. I've got Craig Palmer, Lotus Nerd Corner, yeah, hello dude. Let's have a look. Okay, MyAnimeList, no problem, mate. I don't see a viewer count. How many people are there? There's 9 people watching right now, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect many people to be watching so early into the video. Okay, I'm just getting a few retweets and things like that on my phone. Oh, you just answered. Viewers should be skyrocketing. I'm not so sure about that right about now. Funnily enough, my subscription rate is I'm getting less and less subscribers every month. I used to get about 100 subscribers per month, but now I'm actually just earning about 40 or 50 subscribers a month as it is now. But I think that's just because my upload input is less frequent, and I think it more accounts for as well the fact that I'm not doing any like monthly pickup videos as well. They've kind of gone on hiatus since December because I haven't been buying any manga and anime, and I think that was like a large part of my viewing base was my pickup videos. I will be doing pickup videos by the way. I will be doing that again, so maybe I'll pick up a little bit then. Mortalium. So how long is the live stream meant to be, by the way? I think that's the one that you just said, or you just answered. Yeah, it's going to be about 2 or 3 hours. Evening all, just got here. Sorry if I'm late. Dude, I'm the one who's late. Sorry, Craig Palmer, but I'm actually the one who's late. This live stream was actually supposed to start at 6 o'clock. It's now 6:45, in the UK at least anyway. I don't know where you are, but yeah, I'm actually the one who's late, so I do apologise to all my viewers. God, this is nice. It's like a party. Yeah, it is. I really like this chat box. It's much more interactive. See who else is here. Evening, hi. Okay, so yeah, we've got eight watching now. That's pretty cool. It was 9, but now it's 8. No matter. I expect there's going to be a few more when I kind of get into the swing of things a little bit more. I think when I did my 1,000 subscriber special, like my peak was probably about 15 or 16 watchers. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. It's going pretty well. Let's open up the chat function in the Hangout section. This is enable talk commands. Okay, so that's like the group chat. What else is on here? Screen share, cameraman. I don't know what that is. Control room. I hope you guys can all hear me. I assume you guys can all hear me. As I don't want to be making the same mistake that I made the first time I did the live stream. When like for the first 5 minutes, first 5 minutes, sorry, my microphone was muted, and basically, you know, I was pretty much talking to myself. Nobody could hear me. That was pretty embarrassing. So I think we've gotten past that stage this time. Okay, so Salim, don't touch the screen share. I can't handle it again. I know. If you saw my test announcement live stream that I did yesterday, that screen share really screwed me. It was like walking into a hall of mirrors. It was incredibly disorientating. Pardon me. Oh yeah, excuse as well if my voice sounds a little bit nasally. I've actually got a pretty bad cold at the moment. So yeah, let's have a look at some questions, shall I? Questions from my Sunday archive video, episode 10. Start from the bottom. Newest first. Let's just kind of maneuver this about so I've got room for my mouse. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so the first question from 6 months ago. Oh my God, is it that long since I've done Sunday archive? 6 months? Jeez, man. I've been a naughty boy. Okay, so first question from Nets1340. I don't think he's watching now, actually. Maybe he'll watch when it's uploaded. Anyway, his comment was, PS1 game you were thinking of as final bout, but most likely. I think that was Dragon Ball Z related game question that I answered. I was talking about in the video. I don't really remember. Speaking of games, which are your favorite games in general? Generally, I always like adventure kind of games, like open world adventures. Lately, I've been playing a lot of RPGs. Pretty much love anything from Bethesda. What I'm playing right now, I'm actually playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I'm not big on fighting games, but that was recently in PS Plus, so I got that for free. And I've actually wanted to be getting into the Persona franchise. As for my favorite games, though, most of them are RPGs. Fallout 3 is possibly my favorite RPG of all time. I mean, that's coming from me. I'm not a massive gamer, so you know, if you want like vintage games or like Final Fantasy games or anything like that, then you know you're probably asking the wrong person, as I'm not that big of a connoisseur when it comes to gaming. But I really love anything from Bethesda. I loved Skyrim. Skyrim is still the only Elder Scrolls game that I've actually played. I've never played Oblivion or Morrowind or anything like that. But yeah, I absolutely love Fallout 3. Probably the first time I ever really got into gaming was when I got a PS2. And there's a lot of games on PS2 that I loved. I loved Star Wars Battlefront 2. That was absolutely fantastic. I loved True Crime Streets of LA. That was another good game. What else did I play on PS2? I played loads of games on PS2. I liked some of the Burnout games. They were pretty cool. The Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, yeah, they're pretty good. Even though I'm not a big fan of like fighting games, the Budokai games are fantastic. Particularly Dragon Ball Z Budokai 4. I absolutely love that. But then when I started playing Tenkaichi Budokai, I didn't really like them. They were a little bit too complicated for me, as I'm not that good at fighting games. What else do I like? I like adventure games. Like I really like Ratchet and Clank. I really loved Tools of Destruction for PS3. I thought that was a fantastic game. And then they brought out the Quest for Booty game, which was literally just like, I've completed it in like 2 hours, paid full price, paid like $15.99, and it's like a 2-hour long game, which is pretty crap. And then there was like a Crack in Time. I never actually completed that. It was a good game, but I never completed it. I like Jak and Daxter. Jak and Daxter game's pretty cool. I did actually play a few PS1 games like back in the day. Like I really liked Spyro, like anything like that, like those kind of adventure games. So yeah, Spyro was a really big one for me. I really love that game. And let's have a look at the comment box real quick. How many people have got watching now? 10 people watching. Hello. Immortalium. I can't remember if I left a question. There is a comment on the Arch-ive 10 video. I don't know if you asked the question in it though. Let me double check. I think that's the next one I'm going to be looking at. Yeah, that's the second thing. The second comment on the Arch-ive episode 10 is yours, Immortalium. Your comment was, I've seen the first season of Better Call Saul. I can definitely recommend it. I still haven't watched. I've even started watching Better Call Saul. And to say I loved Breaking Bad so much, you would have expected somebody like me to literally be watching it like as and when it released. But I guess it just wasn't a priority for me. I can definitely recommend it. Its style is quite different from Breaking Bad, but it works very well for the show. Since you mentioned JRPGs, any interest in Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, or Tales? And since you have never played any of the games, what do you know about each series? Yes, I really do want to play some Tales games. I don't know which one's the first one. I don't know if it's like Tales of Xillia. Is Tales of Xillia the first one? Or Tales of Symphonia or something? But the Tales of games look really, really cool. The only JRPG I've really played is Ni no Kuni, and again, I haven't even finished that. What do I know about Final Fantasy? I know that each game isn't the final one. They're all called Final Fantasy. I've played a little bit of Final Fantasy V, but I don't really remember much of it. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VIII because one of my closest friends is a massive fan of Final Fantasy VIII. That's like his favorite game in the Final Fantasy series, and then his second favorite game is Final Fantasy X, which I actually played in all of the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy X is the one that I'm more familiar with. I personally haven't played it. I was actually watching my friend play it, so I don't really know much about the story of it, but it looked really cool. I actually need to lend the HD remaster, sorry, Final Fantasy X and X-2 that he's got, so I can actually finally kind of get immersed into the game, as I've really wanted to get to Final Fantasy. For those of you that don't know, if you're not a long-term watcher of me, but I never actually grew up with a computer console. The first time I ever played like a game of my own, the first ever console that I owned was a Sega Saturn, and I got that when I was about 12 or 13. So, or maybe I might be actually been about 13 or 14 actually, because I remember being in high school, and I remember when I got it, it was secondhand, and it was a really old console, and a lot of the games that I got with it were really scratched because they were secondhand, so I couldn't play them. So the only real games that I played on the Sega Saturn were Sega Rally, Sega Worldwide Soccer 98, and Virtua Fighter 4, which is fantastic. I think it was Virtua Fighter 4. Or just Virtua Fighter. I think it was Virtua Fighter 2, actually, not Virtua Fighter 4. What else did I play? There was also this shooting game as well. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me, but it was fantastic. Virtua Cop. I love that game. And I also had a racing game as well. I had the steering wheel with it. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, I never grew up with a computer console like in my early childhood, like from like 5 to 10. You know, I didn't really have a computer console at all. So a lot of classic games I've like really missed out on, and that definitely comes into play when it comes to RPGs like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, maybe. I know one thing that has attracted me about Dragon Quest is that Akira Toriyama is the character designer for it. So yeah, I might play a Dragon Quest game. I think you, Immortalium, I think you reviewed a Dragon Quest game a few years ago. So yeah, that probably sparked my interest in it again. And again, Tales games, I definitely want to pick up a Tales game. I know Sun Wukong, a guy who I'm good friends with on YouTube, he loves Tales games, and he always gets like special edition boxes and like does unboxings of them, which I always really like. I also want to check out it's one of the games that you reviewed, Immortalium. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a JRPG, and it looked really cool, and it was kind of like inspired by like World War II kind of. It kind of had that vibe to it. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but I really want to check out that as well. But yeah, that's really all I really know about each franchise. Yeah, not a big gaming connoisseur, unfortunately. Let's check the main chat now. Let's have a look. What's going on here? Open world RPG sounds like you should try Dark Souls. I have Dark Souls, but I'm massively intimidated by it. I don't really do well with hard games, especially notoriously hard games. I'm a real cop out when it comes to games. I'll always go for like games that I know are easy to play. Dark Souls, I've heard, is notoriously hard, and I don't like them kind of challenges. I get really angry when I can't complete like a level or something keeps killing me in a game. The only real games that I really play on like hard difficulty are like first-person shooters. Oh, yeah, that's another thing, I really love first-person shooters. I used to be really big into Call of Duty. Only really campaigns. I really like Call of Duty campaigns. And anytime I finished a campaign, I would go back and try to complete it on veteran. And I'm the same with Battlefield as well. I've actually I've got a platinum trophy for Battlefield Bad Company 2. It's pretty easy-ish. And I've just completed the campaign on the hardest difficulty for Battlefield 3. So I really like campaign first-person shooters, and I like completing them on hard. But anytime it's like an open world game or just Dark Souls, it's very, very intimidating. I might try it. I've got Demon Souls. I haven't got Dark Souls. I've got Demon Souls because that was free on PlayStation Plus a few years ago. I've got it downloaded on my PS3, but I haven't even like attempted to turn it on or play the game. I'm a weakling when it comes to games. So it's quite embarrassing, but yeah, that's how it goes. Burnout was great. Burnout was fantastic. Did you know there's a Ratchet and Clank movie coming out? I wonder if it will be good. I heard rumors, but I didn't know it was actually coming forward. Will it be good? I don't know. Ratchet and Clank stories were okay. I like Tools of Destruction. The story for that was really good, but as for a movie, I think it's unnecessary. I mean, yeah, it's such a big marketable franchise. A movie would probably do well, but I don't know. I'm skeptical. But then again, I'm not a big cinema goer anymore because I don't know. I prefer more indie movies. I like watching films that are upon initial release, it'll kind of be a flop, but then it'll become like a cult classic sort of thing, like Donnie Darko, or there's actually a really good film that I saw a few years ago called Lars and the Real Girl, which stars what's his name, Ryan Gosling, and he's basically a kind of reclusive guy who has an emotional relationship with a sex doll. And I don't know if it's like got any kind of mental impairment or anything like that, but it deals with it very, very sensitively. And it's him kind of introducing his girlfriend, aka the sex doll, to like his family and his friends, and his family and his friends try to come to grips and come to terms with the fact that Ryan Gosling's character is in a relationship with essentially an inanimate object that just kind of holds a human form, and it's a really endearing story. So yeah, I kind of like films like that, like films that kind of off the beaten track. The only time I really go to the cinema is like to see things like big property, massive names like Star Wars films, like Star Wars: The Force Awakens. That's the last time I went to the cinema. The last time I went to the cinema before that was to see, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy, and I really enjoyed that. But I kind of overdosed on Marvel films lately. Like I saw Age of Ultron, and I was like, I've kind of overdosed on Marvel films now. So yeah, I kind of went off on a tangent then. Spyro was so good. Ever played number 3? Yes, I think I did play 3. I don't remember much of it, but I do think I played 3. It's been years now, though, so I don't really remember. Lotus, damn, I haven't played Spyro since PS1 days. Tell me about it, bro. Spyro, yeah. Tales of Fantasia is the first Tales game. All right, cool. I haven't even heard of that. Shows you how much I know about Tales games. Laser Shark. Played the demo for Spyro for many hours in my younger days. Never played the actual game. Wow, demos! I remember you used to get them with like those PlayStation magazines. You used to get them on a disc, and like they'd have probably like, I don't know, I don't remember, but they had a few demos on the disc. I remember playing Ninja Gaiden on one of them demos. It was awesome. At my friend's house, I never owned a PS1. Whoa, what's going on here? Which Spyro game was it, Mr. Laser Shark AH? By the way, Final Fantasy X would be a very good place to start. Yeah, probably. That's the one that I'm most familiar with, and it just it looks like the one that's the most appealing. The characters look pretty cool. Valkyria Chronicles, that was the one. Yes, that game. I really want to play that game. It looks pretty cool. Oh, you're quite a Battlefield pro. I wouldn't say pro. I don't really play online that much. I really like campaigns, and I kind of miss campaigns. Like campaigns are kind of generally being fizzled out now when it comes to like first-person shooters. Yeah, I mean, I was massively disappointed when Star Wars Battlefront, the PS4 version, came out and it didn't have a campaign. That really peed me off because that was one of the biggest things I loved about the PS2 games. The campaigns for them, they were really, really good. And campaigns generally now for like fast-paced, like kind of arcade games are just like kind of slowly being fizzled out, which is kind of disappointing. I kind of finished. In fact, I also finished the campaign on the hardest difficulty setting for Medal of Honor Warfighter, like last week. So yeah, I probably say first-person shooters in RPGs are like kind of my go-to when it comes to games. Let's see. I saw the Psycho Pass movie in theaters a few days ago. Loved it. I don't go to cinemas often either, but I really enjoyed myself last night. Damn, if I saw an anime in the theater, I'd enjoy myself as well. The only anime I've ever watched, in fact, there's been 2 animes that I've gone to the cinema to watch. It's Pokemon, the first movie. Excuse me. Like when I was a kid, like when I was like 10 or something. And the second one was One Piece Strong World back in 2010. That was actually the town hall. It was kind of a cinema setting, but that's the only 2 times I've ever been to the cinema to see an anime. Hopefully, at the end of the month, I will be going to watch Boy and the Beast and When Marnie Was There, because there's like a film festival in my city this month. So at the end of the month, fingers crossed, I'll be able to go and see that, because I mean, Mamoru Hosoda, Boy and the Beast, you know, and a Ghibli movie, can't go wrong. Immortalium, I hardly go to the cinema either these days. Most of a home video guy these days. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Laser Shark H, Mad Max Fury Road was the last time I went to the cinema. I saw that at my friend's house. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like Mad Max Fury Road, to be honest. Star Wars was the last time. Yeah, same for me, Elvis. Immortalium, this is a crime on my part, but I've never seen a Mad Max movie. Wow, not even the original with Mel Gibson. It's pretty awesome. It really is awesome. Ricardo Lemos, play Persona. Yes, I was actually just mentioning a few minutes ago that I really do want to get into the Persona franchise. When I've kind of got some time on my hands and a little bit more money in my pocket, I'm hoping to get a PS Vita, so I can actually start playing some of the Persona games. I hope the first Persona game is actually on Vita, because if not, then I'll probably have to get a PSP, because I want to kind of start from Persona 1 and kind of work my way up. Anytime I do get to a franchise, I like to start like smack dab at the beginning, which is probably why I haven't been playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax much, because I don't really understand anything about it. Lotus, I remember one of those demos. I played a ton. I had a Roadrunner game where you played as Wile E. Coyote, and an X-Men game that I adored. Oh man, that's pretty awesome. Immortalium, I love the single-player games. Multiplayer games are fun, but single-player is my stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Last time I went to the cinema was The Wind Rises, Craig Palmer. Wow, man, where are all these cinemas where anime are playing? Seriously, there's nothing in my city, hardly. Oh, BDT87's here. Hey, dude. Wait, I'm late. When did you start the stream? I started the stream, I think it's about 20 to 7, so it's been going for about 20 minutes now. I was actually late myself. It did start at 6 as scheduled. That's awesome. All right, so I'm going to go on to some more questions on the Sunday Archive 10 video. Let's see, what was the next one? Redman Goose. I already replied to that, so I don't think there's a question in that one. Okay, so the Redman Goose 182, he asks, you said you don't like ecchi, but would you watch Prison School? I actually answered that here before, but I might as well talk about it now as well. A lot of people have been recommending Prison School to me over the past few months. I've seen a few clips of it, and I've seen the trailer for it. But that kind of humor just isn't my cup of tea. Heavily sexually infused humor, I don't really find funny. When I kind of think of like what makes a series mature, it isn't necessarily its content or its subject matter. It's how the story is told and the kind of the kind of things that happen within the story rather than the aesthetics of it. I don't really consider a series that has a lot of sex in it or a lot of gore and violence mature. Actually, kind of the opposite, immature. Like for example, Elfen Lied, a lot of people consider that to be a mature series just simply because it's got loads of gore in it. I personally don't consider that a mature series in that respect because I think it's quite immature. There's like no story whatsoever. So for me, like a mature story would be something like Monster or like Akira, things like that. That's what I would constitute as a mature series. So in respect to Prison School, I probably won't watch it. And that's not something that I usually do. I'm usually quite open-minded, but just from the visuals of it alone and how over the top it is, like that over the top sexual humor it's not my cup of tea. So I won't be going out of my way to watch it. Besides, I don't even know if it's available legally anyway. So if it was on Crunchyroll, I'd maybe check out like the first 2 or 3 episodes. But I haven't seen it advertised on Crunchyroll. I haven't seen it in the main Crunchyroll library. So I don't know where else it would be available or if it's available legally. So yeah, I'm not really too bothered about that. So that's that question. Let's go back to the live chat on this video. You have to excuse me as well. I'm actually sat on my bed right now, so I need to do a few stretches. Make sure blood flowing is optimal. That's the right word. Just gotta scroll up. Excuse me. Let's have a look. Lotus number 3 was probably my favorite as well. I have that Blu-ray collection for the first 3 Pokemon movies. Oh, that's pretty cool. I never saw any of the Pokemon movies. I only ever saw the first one. I actually kind of stopped getting. I actually stopped being interested in Pokemon when the first release, the Johto journeys, and then the next generation of Pokemon after the first generation, so second generation Pokemon. That's when I kind of stopped becoming interested in it, or stopped being interested in it. Sorry. Yeah, all of them are available at the PlayStation Store. Cool. So let's go on here. The Wind Rises was shown at an independent cinema called City Cinema in Norwich. Wow, cool. If I'd have known that, I would have actually gone down to Norwich. It's not really that far from where I live. Let's have a look. Lotus, they definitely show their age, and they age the age they target. I watched the first a week or 2 ago, and I did enjoy it, but it was for nostalgia more than anything. From an objective standpoint, it isn't very good, and it's definitely for kids, but I've always been a big Pokemon fan. Fair enough. I like the interaction that you guys are having with each other as well. It's pretty cool. I completely agree with the Archangel. Sexual stuff does not make a series mature. Yeah. When is Funimation UK starting? I think it's starting at the end of this month. I've actually joined or started following them on Twitter, the Funimation UK. So I'm actually going to check right actually now, because the site's up and running, but I haven't actually been on it yet. I haven't bookmarked it yet. But when it does go live, I'm definitely going to be watching more Funimation stuff. Hopefully they come out with an app. I'm guessing they'll be coming out with some kind of app that you can download on like your computer consoles and things like that. Because I don't really like watching anime on like my computer. I prefer to watch anime on my TV. So like Crunchyroll. I've got the Crunchyroll app on my PlayStation. I've got the Animax UK, but I'm not subscribed with Animax, so yeah. I'm just checking on Funimation's Twitter page right now. A lot of the things they've been tweeting about is basically series that they're going to be streaming. So it looks like My Hero Academia. That's pretty cool. What else are they going to be doing? So yeah, over 150 anime hitting the UK and Ireland soon. What are you looking forward to? Blah 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 blah, blah. So yeah, it looks like they're coming out with a good amount of anime and some new anime as well. So Assassination Classroom, I heard that's doing pretty well. Well, it's D. Grayman. A lot of shonen stuff. Oh, sweet, Tenchi Muyo. I hadn't seen Tenchi Muyo in years. How am I getting back into Tenchi Muyo? As for when it actually starts, when Funimation UK goes live, I can't actually see it right about now. Welcome to the NHK. That's going to be on Funimation. I'm actually currently watching Welcome to the NHK. I'm actually 16 episodes in. It's a pretty good series. I really enjoy it. Let's see what else. Gashi Kashi. I've seen a few reviews of. Well, I've seen a few reviews come up on my newsfeed, but I don't know what it's about. Yeah, I don't know when it's going live. Oh, here's the subscription amount. Oh, cool. So not long now, Funimation UK and Ireland Subpass. That's $3.99 or £3.99 or €4.99. All access is going to be $6.99 or €7.99. So I don't really know the difference. Maybe they're going to be doing some J dramas as well, kind of like what Crunchyroll do. Subpass, I don't know what that constitutes as. Yeah, let me just go to the site because it says it on the site when they go live. They don't have the site. Funimation UK. Hold on, let me just Google it real quick. Funimation UK. Okay, so it's called Funimation now. Is that it? Let's have a look. Introduced Funimation's all-new streaming service, but it doesn't tell me when it's going live. I'm pretty sure I knew the date, but coming in March, but no particular date in March. So I'm guessing towards the end of March. I mean, it's already now, like, what, the 20th? Is it 20th of March today? Yeah, it's 20th of March today, so it's probably going to be the end of March. Let's have a look. Apps for PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV coming soon. Pretty cool. So yeah, I'll be able to basically jump straight onto it. I'll definitely be subscribing to that because Crunchyroll is good and all. Like they've got a massive range of anime, but there's a few Funimation titles that I've been neglecting and haven't been able to watch due to being not due to it not being available. Okay, so I've got a few tweets here as well, a few questions on Twitter. Let's have a look at them real quick because a few people asked me questions on Twitter because they weren't able to make it now. So like Sun Wukong, James Brosnan, or Mino, I think they changed his name to whatever. But yeah, he's asked me a few questions. Okay, so Rob Walkden, your most anticipated manga pickup for the rest of the year and why? There's a few. Let me just pull up my wish list real quick. My Amazon wish list that is ever expanding. There's Planets, or Planets, I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm really glad that's been released. I've been really wanting to get into that. I Am a Hero. Really looking forward to that coming out. I mean, I've never read these series, obviously because they're not available in English, but they're going to be available in English. But just reading reviews, kind of like seeing just the artwork and things like that. Just these things that all kind of contribute to why I want to read them. I Am Hero, especially because I'm really big on like zombies, and this is a mature take again on the zombie story. Nothing like High School of the Dead or anything like that. Nothing immature. Let's have a look at my lists. Oh, pardon me. First thing on my wish list is Queen Esmeralda. It's going to be the first Leiji Matsumoto manga released in the UK. That's going to be coming out on the 28th of July this year. I haven't watched anything Leiji Matsumoto related, but I absolutely love his art style. I really want to watch Galaxy Express 999. But yeah, the first Leiji Matsumoto manga is going to be released in the UK. And we're also going to be getting another Moto Hagio manga as well this year. I think it's this year in August sometime. If you don't know who Moto Hagio is part of the Year 24 group. And the Year 24 group is basically a collection of female artists that basically they're essentially the progenitors of modern day shoujo manga, as the years around when they were first kind of coming into fruition, establishing their careers. Most shoujo manga was written by men, and then they all came along and kind of introduced more emotional aspects and more realistic portrayals of female characters and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a connoisseur on it, by any standards. If anything, if you want to learn more about the Year 24 group, then Immortal has actually done a discussion video on it. So yeah, you might want to go watch that. Let's have a look. What else this year do I want to pick up? There's a lot of anime that I want to watch. A lot of anime that's in my wish list. In terms of new releases, let's have a look. Anime. I love how Anime Limited UK are doing a lot of special and collector's editions, like chipboard boxes and things like that. I absolutely love that. I've got so much stuff in my wish list. Terror Resonance, the Ultimate Edition. I want to get that, even though I've never watched the series. But after seen a few reviews, it's pretty cool. Escaflowne, Ultimate Edition. Really want to get that. Ping Pong. I mean, I'm a pretty big Taya Matsumoto fan, and I heard Ping Pong was amazing. So that's going to get a collector's edition that's going to be released this October. Knowing to Your Other Self, one of my favorite anime, that's getting re-released in a collector's edition. It's going to be released at the end of March. Let's see what else have we got here. Full Metal Panic, that's actually already out. So that's in an Ultimate Edition, all 3 seasons. I'm actually just reading it off here. I want to get the Madoka Magica movies as well, particularly the third one that's already out. I know that. What else have we got here? I've got Captain Harlock here. I definitely want to watch that. Yeah, so it's probably a bunch of others as well that I want to watch and want to get into. But that's it for anime. For new releases, let's go back to my manga list. What else is coming out? A lot of the stuff in my manga list is actually older titles, like out of print titles that I'm just kind of keeping my eye on to see if the prices drop. Let's see. Oh yeah, Guardians of the Louvre, hardcover by Jiro Taniguchi. That's coming out on the 1st of May. Looking forward to getting that. Also, A Distant Neighborhood, that's getting a reprint in hardcover. What else? Planets, that's already been released. I can't wait to pick my hands up on that. Good Night Pun Pun by Inio Asano. That's just been released. I cannot wait to start reading that. I've heard it's amazing, and I've read a few Inio Asano titles now, and I've never been disappointed. Never been disappointed. I mean, I didn't like Solanin as much as I'd hoped, and it got such critical acclaim, and people have just lauded it as being like his best series. I kind of went into it with like really high expectations, and yeah, out of the Asano titles that I've read so far, that has to be my least favorite, even though I do enjoy it. Let's have a look. What else do I want to buy? Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff on my manga list is it's pretty old stuff. Oh yes, how could I forget? The Tezuka Kickstarters. There has recently been quite a few Tezuka titles that have been released on the Kickstarters, and I really want to get some of the new releases. So let's see. There's Brave Dan, Crime and Punishment, Alabaster. I really want to get Alabaster. Ludwig B. What else is there? There's probably about there's probably about 1 or 2 more titles from Tezuka that I want to pick up from Akadot, because unfortunately, oh yeah, there's also the Unico hardcover. That's like #1 for me right now. Yeah, as I was saying, the Tezuka Kickstarters from now on, they're not going to be available. They're going to be exclusively like sold on Akadot.com. And unfortunately, with Akadot.com, I mean, they do ship it internationally, but you have to pay international shipping rates. So the only real way I'll be able to buy Tezuka manga is to ship it internationally. Right, I won't be a second, guys. I'm just gonna go get a drink and clear my throat as well. I'll be back in a moment. I will be a sec, guys. I forgot how to cook food cooking. Nearly burned it. All right, where was I? Let me check the live chat box real quick. See what's going down. Wow, quite a lot in here. A lot of people talking. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I think it's 31st of March or something around then, in reference to Funimation. So thank you, Craig Palmer. Mortalium, I'm not much of a streamer, so I'll give it a skip. I'm happy for the streamers, though. Yeah, fair enough. One that I will break my rule for is Lupin the Third Part 4 on Crunchyroll. Yeah, I heard he's been watching that. I'll start that in the next few weeks. There's also another anime that I've got in my queue on Crunchyroll. Is there's a Leiji Matsumoto OVA on Crunchyroll for streaming. I don't know what it's about, but the fact that it's Leiji Matsumoto and he's so highly critically acclaimed as a creator, I'll definitely be giving that a watch. Because there's actually a YouTuber who I'm subscribed to called The Anime Blaze, and he's a really big Leiji Matsumoto fan. So he's kind of pushed the envelope on me wanting to finally get into watching Leiji Matsumoto titles. Mr. Leisure KH, Yu Yu Hakusho will be on there. Looking forward to watching that. Wow, cool. Yeah, that is really awesome. Yu Yu Hakusho is one of them classic anime that that I've neglected to watch. I believe the American Blu-rays are region free. Don't quote me on that. But I really would. I'd really love to watch Yu Yu Hakusho at some point. I really like Hunter x Hunter, and I'd like to kind of see Yoshihiro Togashi kind of get into a series that's complete. So that's pretty cool. Craig Palmer, I liked NHK, but not as much as I feel I should have. But maybe that was because I watched it at the same time as Paranoia Agent. I'm still yet to watch Paranoia Agent. In fact, I have the special edition box set there. I mean, Satoshi Kon, yeah, I can kind of feel you on that. Personally, I really like Welcome to the NHK. But there's a particular moment, like halfway in the series, episode 12. I mean, I don't know who here has watched it, so I won't spoil anything, but episode 12, the kind of part where they go to the island, I didn't think was handled really well. I think the melodrama kind of took away from the drama of it and how serious it actually was. I don't think it's handled particularly too well. So I think maybe with NHK, I'll enjoy the manga more than I enjoy the anime. But so far, the anime for me is definitely an 8 out of 10. So far, I mean, I'm on episode 16, so I'm really, really eager to see how it'll end and how Sato will, you know, basically develop more, and whether or not he will be able to escape his hikikomori ways, if he will actually be cured. And I'm also interested to see what Misaki's true intentions are, because still 16 episodes in, and we don't know exactly why she's even wanting to help Sato. I mean, I feel like she must have some kind of ulterior motive, as every other character in the series that Sato's come across so far has kind of taken advantage of him. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe she's got some kind of ulterior motive, and she's kind of sneaky as well. So yeah, I mean, why does she want to counsel him? You know, what is the motive? Because nobody really is that nice to kind of dedicate so much time to kind of help somebody. So yeah, I'm interested to see where her character goes as well. And if the series ultimately will end on a positive note. Would I like to see this series end on a positive notes? Not really. I'd kind of like there to be kind of like a bittersweet end, like there is like a nice ending, but something about it that is actually still quite not necessarily depressing, but yeah, I'd like a bittersweet end. You know, kind of, you know, a bit of both. If it's just like a nice happily happy ending where everyone lives happily ever after, then yeah, I don't think that'll kind of work for a series like NHK. But yeah, I'll probably finish NHK probably sometime this week. I can only watch anime on the weekend, really, as I'm working full time again. Let's see, BDC 87, nothing on the site. I saw the price a while ago. Yu Yu Hakusho is a lot of fun, but it's not as good as Hunter x Hunter, so tame your expectations, which was directed to Mr. Laser Shark. Fair enough. We've got Arch-ive 1. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Let's have a look. Lotus, that's a really bold statement. Immortalium. Is Hunter x Hunter really that good? I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I've yet to read or watch Hunter x Hunter, though, despite all the great things I've heard about it. Fair enough. Personally, I think Hunter x Hunter is amazing. I watched all of the 2011 anime, and I was blown away by it. I finished it so quickly. I mean, it's like, what, 148 episodes? And I caught up to it just at the point where they announced that the anime is going to be ending, obviously because the manga was on hiatus. So, yeah, it's amazing. I frequently find myself listening to the opening. You know, just anytime I'm in a bit of a like a bad mood, I'll listen to the Hunter x Hunter opening, and it just feels it's such a adrenaline fueled song. I love that opening. So yeah, thanks for the shout out on my video, by the way. No problem. Yeah, that's another thing, guys. I'd also definitely recommend. There's a few channels here that I would love to recommend people watch. Immortalium is a fantastic YouTuber. Me and him have got very, very, very similar tastes, and a lot of, well, not I wouldn't say the vast majority, but there's quite a few titles in my manga collection that I've picked up on based on his recommendations. Also, Mr. Laser Shark KH, another fantastic YouTuber. Really, really, really like his videos. I've been watching him for quite a few years now. BDT87 does some really stellar videos as well. There's loads of YouTubers who I feel are either underrated or don't have enough don't have the viewership that they deserve. Yeah, that's personally how I feel. when I started getting into YouTube, a lot of the videos that I used to watch were like chapter reviews, because I used to read Naruto and One Piece online before I kind of, when I was kind of ignorant to the effect that it has on the industry. Once I kind of educated myself and became more acutely aware of the negative influence that scanlators have on the community, on the industry, that's kind of when I started to feel a little bit disgusted and kind of stopped reading scanlations. Which, and there's probably many other reasons as well. Like one of the biggest reasons why I stopped reading chapters weekly, not necessarily even on scanlations, on scanlator sites, but even when I was subscribed to the Shonen Jump app, I just found that reading ongoing series weekly was negatively affecting and impacting my enjoyment of of said series. Like One Piece, for example. One Piece for me is best read in bulk. That's how I got up to the series. I read volume 1 to 55, which was what was currently released at the time. I think volume 55 came out like 2010. I literally marathoned through all those volumes in like probably the space of about 6 months, arguably, give or take. It was a fantastic ride. Like when I finished reading volume 55, I was so depressed, because I just found that, where's my escape now? What series I'm gonna start reading that is equally as good and enjoyable at that time as One Piece. So that's kind of when I started reading scanlations. And at first, like the first couple of years, reading each chapter every week, was really, really exciting. But then when I think it was around the Fishman Island arc, I started to really find myself just not enjoying it as much. The lack of enjoyment was really severely impacting my enjoyment of the series, and I found that most of the time, and it was mostly because I was reading the series weekly, and it just having something so amazing in smaller chunks, every week, it just doesn't work for me. I'm not used to reading things like that, so yeah, I don't read scanlations anymore. I just wait for the volumes to come out, and I'm finding now that I'm enjoying series a lot more like that, because there's that element of surprise when you pick up a volume, there's like 10 chapters in there, and you can read through it, and I don't know, just when it gets to that last page in the last chapter of the volume that you're currently on, the cliffhanger is much more impactful, because you're like, damn, I can't wait for the next volume to come out. So yeah, reading manga in bulk, volume by volume, is a much better way for me to read manga for any series. Let's have a look. What comments have we got here? Lotus, I just saw Terry in Resonance about a week and a half ago. It was great. The soundtrack is fantastic. Every single song was beautiful, and I find myself playing a few of them quite often now. Cool, nice one. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding Terror in Resonance, particularly with a campaign that the Chinese government were wanting to implement a few, I think it's like 1 or 2 years ago, where they wanted to ban certain sites from airing certain anime, and Terror in Resonance was one of the main ones, because it promoted terrorism, hence the name, which is silly. It's really silly, really. BDC87, number one anticipated Blu-ray DVD anime you were picking up this year. I don't really have a number one. Like I was saying before, like I have an extensive wish list of anime that I do want to pick up. If there's anything I really want to pick up, it's not something that's new, it's something that's already been released, and that's the original Mobile Suit Gundam anime. I'm really, really enjoying the Mobile Suit Gundam, the origin manga that's been released by Vertical. And I just want to see the original source material and see how that compares. I mean, I know I probably won't enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying the manga, but I'm a real stickler for things of historical significance, and I like owning things of historical significance and holding something in my hand that I can say to myself, wow, this object in my hand is 30, 40 years old, or not necessarily the object itself, but the series in question is like really, really old, and as it's wholly significant for anime that are in the same category, in the same genre today. So yeah, I really love things of historical significance. Another question. Let's have a look. A lot of comments in here. So, pardon me if I go a bit silent. Sometimes I'm just eating some shepherd's pie. Oh my god. Trying to catch up with those comments. Try to catch up with some of these comments. I might answer some more questions on the Sunday archive video after I catch up with these comments on here. I like to see what people are talking about amongst themselves, which is pretty cool. The Lashes. What manga are you currently collecting at the moment? The most recent purchase is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's volume 3 of part 1. So I'm just currently reading through this now. As some of you may know, I haven't actually been buying a lot of manga lately, due to the fact that I've kind of been transitioning between 2 jobs. So there's this. I've just finished reading volume 3 of Dead Man Wonderland, and I've just started reading Tokyo Ghoul. So they're kind of the series I'm reading at the moment. In terms of ongoing series, there's nothing really that I've been reading like currently other than those 3. No real new releases as of yet. CL_headshot LMLG. Fist my butthole, please. No. Thank you, but no. The Lashes. Have you ever seen Monster? No, I've read all of the manga, but I've never seen the anime. I don't think we ever got it released in England. There's an Australian release. I might import that. Maybe not. I don't know. But I've read the manga. I think I'm satisfied with that. I'm not too eager to watch the anime. The thing is, when it comes to anime, I only really kind of watch. I'm more interested in anime exclusives. So, for example, if I've read a manga and I really enjoy the manga, if there's an anime version of it, maybe I'll kind of watch it just to kind of compare, see how it is. But I don't feel it's necessary to kind of experience the same story twice. That's generally how I am. But maybe I might watch it sometime. If there's a manga I really enjoy and there's an anime that kind of deviates from the original manga, then yeah, I'll kind of give it a chance to see if it's like any different and if I prefer the story to it better than the original source material. But yeah, generally I don't really do that. The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime was absolutely fantastic, though. Yeah, that's actually an anime I'm currently watching. I'm actually in Battle Tendency in terms of the anime I'm watching on Crunchyroll. Yeah, it's pretty good so far. I actually pretty enjoy it. The Lashes. Have you been watching Erased? No, unfortunately. I know it's really big this season, but again, if you're a regular watcher of mine, for those who aren't, I'm not that big on seasonal anime. That isn't because I don't want to watch seasonal anime. I really do want to watch seasonal anime, but I'm trying to catch up to a very extensive backlog right now. My physical anime backlog and anime that's in my queue on like Crunchyroll. So yeah, I'd love to get to a point where I'm caught up with all my anime and I can actually start watching seasonal anime, but I don't think that's going to be happening for a while. Erased, I've heard it's fantastic. I really have. I've heard it's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it once the season is finished, if it's like available on like Crunchyroll or anything like that. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not watching any seasonal anime. Most recent anime that I've watched was Non Biori Repeat. I think that aired last year. I'm gonna blush from being recommended so heartily. BDT87. I'm on hiatus though. I was on hiatus until recently. Thanks for the shout out, Mr. Leisure Shark. Mr. Leisure Shark, our chapter review is still prolific. I never follow that side of things really. I don't really know, to be. I think so. A lot of the chapter reviewers who I was subscribed to, I'm no longer subscribed to. Like I was subscribed to for Neverworld for years, because I really enjoyed his content while I was reading like said series. But I unsubscribed from him last year. Also, who else was I subscribed to? I think that's like the code provider. I've subscribed to the code provider, but his channel now has become more of a blog channel, which I like. I still really enjoy code provider's videos. I'm a big long-term fan of code provider. Yeah, that's really it, really. Oh yeah, the Sun Wukong as well. He does chapter reviews, but not as frequently. Most of his stuff is like seasonal anime reviews. Oh my god, my nose is absolutely killing me. Lotus. I feel like most, if not all, manga is more enjoyable when you read it in bulk. Yeah. A chapter a week doesn't do it for me anymore. I need at least one volume at a time. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'll tell you, I was never into chapter reviews, Mr. Leisure Chat KH, so I'm not sure. It seems the most popular YouTubers still do that though. Yeah, definitely. It's very true. Chapter reviews, it's such a big commitment as well, especially if you're reading multiple series like on a weekly basis. Like if I was to become like an episode reviewer or a chapter reviewer, I probably have to take up as a full-time job, because like some people upload like 4 or 5 videos like on a daily basis, and I just would not be able to do that. It's just too much effort. I can barely do a video a week. Let's have a look, see what else is here. The Lashes. Is there a series that you have been interested in reading but has never been released in English in the volumes but is available online to read? No. When I was reading Scanlations, the only 2 series I ever read were Naruto and One Piece. If I wanted to get into a series that I'd never read before, I'd just watch. I'd just go to my Forbidden Planet or go to Traveling Man, which is another comic book shop, and just basically just look on the shelves. If a spine or a cover looked interesting, I'd pick the volume up, read the synopsis on the back, flip through the pages, and yeah. And a lot of series that I've gotten into that are kind of off the beaten track or things like that, I've been blind buys. Like I blind buy a lot. I like taking those risks with series, because 90% of the time the payoff is worth it. Like I'll blind buy a series, and yeah, I'll read it. I'm like, I'm so glad I invested in this. One of the biggest series that I absolutely love, which I blind bought, was let's pull up the volume here. A Bride Story by Kawamori. I bought this and I knew nothing about it, and now it's one of my favorite series, one of my favorite seinen series. It is really unique. Kawamori has become one of my favorite authors, definitely my top 10. And yeah, this was a blind buy because the cover, I mean, the artwork is just fantastic. I mean, you can see there, it's just beautiful. The character designs, everything, the world that she's crafted. I mean, it's set in a real world setting, but it's a historical setting, and you can tell she's painstakingly researched the country that it's set in and the customs and the culture that that it depicts. So yeah, blind buys, it's risky, but if you blind buy a series and it turns out that you really enjoy that series, then the satisfaction is just that much more great for me. So yeah, but yeah, in terms of reading online, that's never a go-to thing for me. Like I won't trial a series by reading it online. As one of my biggest beefs with reading online as well is the accuracy of the translations. A lot of scanlators, and this is actually a proven fact, a lot of scanlators basically put their own flair on the dialogue. So they won't translate it as it actually is. They will basically change dialogue to kind of change like comedic effects and things like that, and in doing so change how the characters interact with each other or interact with the reader. So for example, I'll give you an example. If you're reading a weekly shonen series like One Piece, characters will swear. Like for example, you'll hear Sanji say, "Oh fuck you," and put his finger up like that. But that's not the actual translation. He's probably saying "shut up." It's just things like that that really great on me. So the accuracy of the translations also, play a big part in why I don't read scanlations. And the reason I read an article recently about why scanlators do that, and it's because all of them are in competition with each other as well to bring out the you know, the best translations or the most accessible translations that the readers will enjoy. So they put their own artistic flair in the dialogue, and it's unfair on the series, it's unfair on the original author, and it's unfair on any readers who are potentially trying to get into the series. So yeah, that's another big reason why I don't read Scamnations. I could go on forever about why I don't like Scamnations, but yeah, that's it. Let's have a look. More questions. Mr. Lasers.kh, when it comes to reading things like 4-koma manga, do you prefer reading big chunks or smaller doses? Probably, I like to read big chunks. That's how I read Azumanga Daioh. I read like, I finished that manga so quickly. I just read it in like big chunks. But then again, I haven't read many 4-koma manga. And a lot of 4-koma manga that I have are just kind of bonus and extras, like in the back of like more serialized manga. Like for example, the 4-koma pages that are at the end of Full Metal Alchemist volumes, for example. I think Azumanga Daioh is like the only exclusively 4-koma manga that I own. I know that there are a few more, but yeah, I'm not too well versed when it comes to 4-koma manga. Being German, Arch-ive 1, being German, it was pretty weird watching Monster not with the German dub. I can imagine. I mean, it's primarily set in like Dusseldorf, right? So that would be pretty unusual. I suppose really, if you did watch Monster the anime, watching the German dub would probably be the most accurate way to watch it. You know, given that it's set in Germany. So if I ever did watch it, I'd probably like to watch it in German just to see how it is. Because I did actually see a clip of, funnily enough, completely unrelated, but I did actually see a clip of K-On! In German, and the dub from the clip that I saw was actually really, really well done, much better than the English. Not as good as the Japanese, because I much prefer the Japanese dub when it comes to K-On! But yeah, the German VAs in K-On! Seem pretty cool. I really like the voices. Not all high pitched and squeaky and annoying like the English dubcast. That's just a personal preference. If you like K-On! In English, then you know, do you? That's fine. What else is going on? Oh well, quite a lot of comments. I'm gonna have a quick drink. Wow, I think I've been streaming for an hour. That's pretty cool. I need to blow my nose. 2 seconds, guys. Oh, flu is the bane of my life. I hate getting colds. Okay, where am I? What's happening? More questions. Let's have a look. It depends if Monster is licensed by Madman. I think it is. It's just I know that Hanabi don't ship outside of Oceania, sorry. Yeah, that sucks. I think it's Siren Visual who released Monster in Australia. I don't know their policy. I think it's available on Amazon. I might be able to import it from there. I'm not too sure though. I could be wrong. Immortalium, I don't see the point in chapter reviewers though. The point of a review is to convince you to read or watch the series. Chapter reviewing is too selective. People are watching those videos because they are already into that series. To me, a full series or first impressions are the only form or review that work. Am I reading that wrong? Because they're already into that series. To me, full series or first impressions are the only form or review that work. Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of chapter reviewers or reaction videos, so they call them now, are basically just, especially reaction videos, like live reaction videos. Personally, I don't really see the point in it because whoever's watching that has already seen the episode or read the chapter, and you're basically watching somebody else read what you've already read, and then basically that reviewer will give a summary of things that you already know. So I don't really see the point. Let's have a look. BDC, you should do CX on or Anime Hunter, as you do go to CX a lot. That'd be a good idea, actually. I might take you up on that offer. I might do that. But I don't know how CX would feel about me recording videos in their store. I'll have to see. Who knows? See how that goes. More comments. So many comments. I stopped reading scanlations around a year ago after subscribing to your channel, and it definitely feels better. Thank you. I'm really glad that I've had an impact like that on people. As a YouTuber and a reviewer, I really love it when my subscribers like come and say, "Oh, look, I bought this series off of your recommendation after watching your review," or especially like in this case, like I've stopped reading scanlations because I see the benefit of it. I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, I really couldn't ask for more when it comes to my subscribers. If I'm influencing you in a positive way, then I know that I'm doing my job. Well, not that it's my job, it's just a hobby, but I know that the messages that I'm wanting to, the message that I'm saying are getting across. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Even if it's just one person out of the 2,000 people subscribe to me that I can influence, that's a job done well, I feel. So thank you very much, Arch-ive. Only exception was JoJo the anime was just so good. I was reading the manga up to the end of part 7. Wow, 7 parts. I didn't know there were 7 parts in JoJo. The Lashes. But have you been buying a lot of manga volumes? But I have been buying a lot of manga volumes when I can, as well as anime. What is your opinion on the sub versus dub thing? I'm not bothered. Sub versus dub is basically like red versus blue, or right hand versus left hand. They're basically two of the same, essentially. If you prefer sub and you're not really that into dub, that's just a personal preference. If vice versa, again, not bothered. Yeah, it's as pointless as the game console war. 2 consoles that do exactly the same thing, but just because one's named Xbox and one's named PlayStation, it's absolutely pointless. I really don't see the point in people who get really irate and personally deeply offended at the fact that somebody else might watch a series in a different language. It absolutely baffles me, that whole argument, and how big that argument is and how prolific it is in the anime community. Absolutely baffles me. I really don't see the point in it. It's such a waste of time, absolute waste of time. It just shows the lack of respect that some people have. I mean, if you can't accept somebody else's opinion, I mean, say for example that you really like watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you really like watching it in Japanese. How does it affect you? How does that affect your daily life? That somebody else might like watching that in English. Like, how would that stop you from functioning in your daily life? Why should that offend you so much? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, dub versus sub, I really couldn't care less. Take another bite of my shepherd's pie. Oh yeah. One thing that I failed to mention, at the end of this live stream, I'm going to be announcing a giveaway. So if you're interested in some free manga, it's going to be a manga that I'm going to be giving away. Then stay tuned. Because what I'm going to be doing, I'm not just going to be selecting somebody like out of the comments to get a free volume of manga. I think that would be quite unfair. So I'm going to kind of announce that I'm going to be doing a giveaway I'm going to kind of stipulate some rules as to how to enter into the giveaway, and then I'm probably just going to give like a few weeks for people to kind of, you know, do whatever rules that they need to. Because I know obviously a lot of people are content creators, so you don't have to be a content creator in order to be, you know, enrolled in the giveaway. It's free to anybody. Anybody can be part of the giveaway. I don't exclude any of my you know, subscribers. I'm going to check some more of the questions on Twitter. One thing I'm also going to do as well, which I probably should have done first, is copy the link to the live stream to Twitter, so anybody on there who's not watching can watch. So let me just do that real quick, guys. Bear with me. Radio silence may be in effect for the next 30 seconds or so. I need to pardon me, I need to answer some of the questions on Twitter as well. Let's see if anybody in the Code Pirates wants to join or watch the live stream. The thing is, with the live stream, I'm not going to be inviting anybody to come and like join with me, because I've got a lot of questions to get through, and you know, conversate with people like on a live stream, you know, it's quite distracting. So the next live stream that I do, I'll probably be inviting a few people to just kind of like a general, you know, chit chat and stuff, but not for this one. I prefer to just kind of, you know, do it solo. Let's have a look at Facebook. Right, where's Code Pirates? See if anybody in Code Pirates wants to watch. Every time I put live stream, I always put live stream as one word. It's not one, it's two words. It's kind of break out that habit. Okay, what's going on? Most of what I'm actually reading right now is actually just from this live chat. Right, yes, Twitter notifications. Also, one thing as well, stay tuned next week. I'm going to have another review coming out next week. For those of you that don't know, I've got a new review schedule. So reviews are going to be coming out bi-weekly on a Friday. So every second Friday, you'll get a review or a top 10. The next review is going to be a review of Madoka Magica, the series, the anime series. I can't wait for that one to go live, because I was very passionate in that review. Madoka Magica has become one of my favorite anime series of all time. And I had a lot to discuss, you know, about Madoka Magica. So I hope you guys really enjoy my review of Madoka Magica when it comes out next Friday. The reviews come out 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so that's UK time. So yeah, Madoka Magica is going to be the review next Friday, and then the review after that will be the Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, which is an exclusive first for my channel. The Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service review that I've done is completely scripted, so you'll be able to hear me, on a script. I sound very bland, but I really enjoy doing scripted reviews. So I'll see how that goes. I'll see how people respond to the scripted review. Because, you know, for the longest time now, for all my career on YouTube, my reviews will just be kind of off the fly, maybe a few notes here and there. So I don't want to drastically change my reviewing style, but this is essentially just an experiment. I just want to see how you know, people respond to my scripted review, and if it gets a positive response, then I might do a few more scripted reviews here and there. But still, for the most part, my channel is going to remain the same. Any reviews that I do are just going to be, you know, just informal. So yeah, don't worry that I'm going to be drastically changing my channel or anything like that. But yeah, let's have a look at some more questions on here. James TB, here it is. Do you see it as a person? Sorry. Do you see it as a problem that watchers of anime don't see the medium as an art, but only a way to tell a story? Not necessarily. Art is subjective. People could look at somebody's boring wallpaper and constitute it as art. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Art is something that you as an individual perceive. If you put it within the context of art, then for you, whatever it is you're perceiving is art. You know, somebody could look at the Mona Lisa and say that's not art because that's what they believe. If we're talking in regards to postmodernism, that would be correct for that individual, because postmodernism dictates that truth, universal truth, isn't something that exists, and truth is something that is subjective. Truth is something that is in the eye of the beholder. Individuals can create their own truth, and if they see something out of context or want to put a different context to something that, you know, isn't normally associated with them, yeah, I mean, go for it. Nobody's wrong and nobody's right when it comes to art. Art is extremely subjective in the truest sense of the word. So I don't see that. I don't see that there's any problem that anybody who watches anime doesn't see it as art. You know, personally, I would say I wouldn't say that anime is art. I would definitely say that anime can be artistic, but I wouldn't say anime as a whole is art. It is an alternative medium to tell a story. I would kind of go down that route. But that said, anime can be artistic and can exhibit traits that could be deemed artistic, like Madoka Magica. Same thing with manga. People who don't see manga as art and see it as another way to tell a story, I don't see that as a problem at all. You know, it's just what you as a consumer believe. You know, I really don't see any problem in that at all, because if somebody flat out said anime is art, then I would argue that point. Equally, if somebody said anime isn't art, I would also argue that point, because it's such a flexible medium, like anything else. You know, you can put it in anything really. So yeah, I think to kind of call anime one thing is quite black and white. Right. What else have we got here? Sitting on my bed's quite tiring. I'm gonna go back to my Sunday Archive 10 video, answer a few more questions on there, because that is kind of the point of the live stream, answering the questions that are on here. Check the chat again once more. Immortalium, where am I going? My CEX was packing a lot of Cowboy Bebop DVD collections. Oh my god, same with mine. Like, I think they've got like a huge intake of people selling their Cowboy Bebop DVD collections, particularly the standard edition anime limited releases. There's probably about 5 or 6 like on the shelf in my CEX now. BDT87, I watch anime in Welsh, then Japanese. Wow, I didn't know anime was available in Welsh. That's news to me. Let's have a look at the lashes. I got the manga Girlfriends based on people talking about it on here, and now it's one of my favorite mangas. Brilliant. Personally, I haven't read Girlfriends yet. It's definitely on my to read list. Immortalium was actually one of the people who strongly recommended Girlfriends, and NZ Anime Manga, who was kind of gone quiet. His channel's gone really quiet lately, but understandably he's really busy with uni. He got into Girlfriends as well, and I think he did a review of that, and that just kind of reinforced my need to read that series, especially considering that it's a series that is out of my comfort zone, like Yuri manga and romance between, you know, two of the same sex. It's out of my comfort zone, and I really like kind of branching out of my comfort zone, because it makes you learn. Learning is something, you know, you need to challenge yourself. You need to step out of the realm of it. You know, you need to step out of your own box. I think that's the only real way you can become I don't want to say I don't want to sound big-headed when I say this, but if you really want to become like a real connoisseur when it comes to manga, then you really need to kind of really open-minded. I'm not saying that nobody else is open-minded, or if you just kind of stick to a particular genre and you don't really kind of branch out of that you're not open-minded. But I'm a collector. I like to be open-minded and explore. The lashes. What are your top 5 manga? Ooh, that's a very difficult question. I mean, anytime I consider something like this, I always break it down. That's why anytime I do a top 10 when it comes to top 10 manga and things like that, I break it down to demographic. So I have like a top 10 seinen manga, top 10 shonen manga, top 10. Well, I don't have a top 10 josei manga, but I'll probably be due to do one or top 5 at least. And then once I get into shoujo manga, I'll probably do a top 5, top 10, things like that. But all-time manga generally, wow. Just for personal enjoyment, if I just went based solely on personal enjoyment, top 5, and this is in no particular order. One Piece, very predictable, but I love One Piece. Berserk, Vagabond, Yotsuba, 20th Century Boys. But as I've said many times on those top 10 lists that I do, any top 10 list I have is never set in stone. It's always subject to change because I'm constantly reading new series and constantly reading manga. So, 20 years down the line, maybe something like 20th Century Boys might not get to my top 10. Not because it's a bad series, but because I've just got so much more manga in my library that it's just amazing. I'll just have, I'll have to be more strict. And the thing is, when you've got a collection and your collection is constantly growing, you have to be very strict when it comes to doing a top 10 list. And even though if you really love a series, like obviously I didn't even mention Vagabond then, I love Vagabond. Vagabond is one of the greatest series I've ever read. But you have to be very strict with yourself when you're compiling a top 10 list of anything, which is why I don't do them very often. I stick to doing them annually because they're so difficult to do, so difficult to do. And I'll write up a list and think, yes, this is really good. A week later, I'll be like, no, that needs to change. I need to completely do away with this list. So even though I really enjoy recording top 10 lists, the process that I go through before actually deciding on what the definitive top 10 list is quite extensive, and I'll kind of mull it over in my head for a few days or a few weeks. Yeah, it's difficult. It's very difficult. And if you are a content creator, anybody can probably relate with that. If you're a content creator, doing top 10 lists is difficult. Talking about that, last night I watched pardon me, Mr. Laser Shark's KH. Mr. Laser Shark KH's top 20 anime. It's like a 38-minute video. I can imagine that was very difficult to create. I don't think I'd be able to ever do a top 20 manga or anime. I mean, how would you put them in order? Seriously, that must be very difficult to create. Immortalium. To translate the above statement, it reads "i.e. arse." Seems like quite the confession. I think I missed that. Did somebody put something Japanese in or something? Yeah, I missed that. That's quite random. Could have kept that to yourself. I think so. Immortalium, can't wait for that Midoka review. Hopefully the video will work for me this time. Yeah, well, it definitely will work for you because it'll be going live. When I sent you the link before, it was unlisted, so I don't know. I'm probably not going to do that again. I'm learning Japanese, so I just like to translate the Japanese I see, even on Twitter. Fair enough. I don't think I've ever heard Immortalium say something rude before. Not rude like I'm offended rude, just something like something dirty. Like he never swears in his videos or anything like that, or says anything dirty. Berserker 98, I review manga too. All right, cool. That's nice to know. Let's have a look at your channel. Oh yeah, so you do. Cool. Battle Angel, Alita, All-Rounder, Megaru manga review, Destroy and Revolution manga review, Cool. I'll check out some of your videos. I don't think I've ever heard of any of them series. Let's go back to that video. I just clicked off the video like an idiot. How long have I been streaming now? It's definitely been over an hour. Let's pause that again. I don't want to be questions. Lotus, art is subjective. There are no rules. Everyone has their own interpretations. Yeah. The Lashes, what's your feeling about people who won't read manga and then complain about the anime, and people who won't watch anime and only read manga? To put it in its simplest form, I don't have any problem with anybody who just watches anime only, or vice versa. If you just prefer to watch anime and you don't really like reading manga, then that's absolutely fine. You know, that's just, again, it's just a personal preference. I wasn't that big of an anime fan up until a few years ago myself, and just kind of exclusively read manga. But anybody who like complains, say, about a series, you know, I mean, complaining isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're doing it constructively. But anybody who's bashing on a series, say for example, if there's a really good manga, but it's got a very bad anime adaptation, Blade of the Immortal would be a very good example of that. Excellent manga. The anime is trash. I wouldn't recommend the anime to anybody. It's a very bad adaptation. But if, say for example, if we take Blade of the Immortal as an example, if somebody's watched the Blade of the Immortal anime and they didn't like it, which is probably expected, personally I feel it's a very bad adaptation. If somebody watches the Blade of the Immortal anime and then they say Blade of the Immortal, the series, is absolutely terrible, don't ever read or watch Blade of the Immortal, then that would be very small-minded, I feel, as it's an adaptation. You can't really judge an adaptation without at least trying to explore the source material. You know, if you feel like, personally, if I watch an anime and I think it's terrible, but I've seen reviews or heard that the original source material, the manga or novel or whatever, is really good, then I'll at least try to experience it, you know, experience the original source material to kind of judge it from, you know, more for myself. I think that's more because, one, I'm a collector, and two, and now I do reviews, so I see things from a more analytical and critical perspective. So I really enjoy, you know, deconstructing a series when I'm either reading it or watching it. But yeah, Blade of the Immortal, the manga is amazing. It's unbelievably fantastic, but the anime is terrible. And I'll reiterate again, if somebody watched the Blade of the Immortal anime and they said overall that Blade of the Immortal as a series, as a franchise, was terrible, that would annoy me. That would kind of annoy me. So yeah, I don't like people bashing on series when there's nothing constructive about it. That's just how it goes. Oh, I can't breathe through my nose. Oh, man. Can't breathe through my nose. Yeah, Lashes. The Lashes. That was a good question. Thank you. I didn't realize so many people lived here in Europe. So cool how anime and manga can bring international people together. Is anyone besides me in the States? I'd love to go to the States. I really want to go to the States one day. Berserker 98. Who here reads manga to numb the existential pain? I can somewhat relate to that. So sometimes you just feel really angry with the world, and manga and anime is a really good escape. I like how you worded that. To numb the existential pain. Oh, the pain. Fair to say, I don't think I will be doing a top 20 ever again unless I really skimp down on the content, which is highly unlikely. Yeah, I mean, you've been a content creator longer than me, Laser Shark. I tend to go off on a tangent when I'm reviewing. I don't like the fact that my reviews sometimes go over 15 minutes, because then they're just unwatchable. Like, some people like reviews, the purpose of review, I think now is the purpose is it's supposed to be short and sweet, it's supposed to get to the point, you know, point out the key facts, you know, the kind of key points that you want to make. My dog's at my door. But yeah, it's a review is something that I think that should be shorter. a critique is something that should be much longer because you're kind of breaking things down and kind of discussing things more in depth. So a lot of my reviews are actually critiques and discussions, which I kind of need to change and rectify. Not that I don't think I'll ever stop doing critiques, but I'd rather, say for example, I'll do a review of Madoka Magica, which is my review coming up. I would much rather do a really fast review and then do a separate video critiquing it. Again, that will probably put more videos on my channel, more time uploading, but again, it will be watchable. So then people have got the choice to either watch something shorter and watch something longer. I'm just giving more choice to my reviewers because I want to up my audience retention. Okay, let's have a look. Robert Walton, did you do my Twitter question already? I might have missed it. Most anticipated manga pickup of the year and why? Yes, I did answer it, but now that you're here, I'll answer it again. My most anticipated manga of the year, I don't have a particular one, because I basically, if there's any manga that I know that's coming out, I'll put it on my Amazon wish list. My Amazon wish list is huge. It's phenomenally huge. So I'll go back to that. I'll go back to my Amazon wish list and just kind of reel off a few titles that I'm really interested in picking up. The main one that I'm really looking forward to this year is I Am a Hero. I briefly mentioned before when I answered it previously. I'm really into zombie manga, not zombie manga, just zombie stories, just zombies in general. Anything with zombies in it, if it's taken seriously and it's kind of put into like a realistic setting, I really enjoy it. My favorite zombie movie of all time is 28 Days Later, as that was really close to home because it was set in England. It was really dark and gritty, and I absolutely loved it. If a manga could do that, then I'd love to read something like that. And from what I've heard, I Am a Hero kind of goes in that same vein as something that is put it within a realistic setting. Zombies is, it's very very stylized, and it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very unrealistic, a reanimated corpse, but putting something like that within the context of a real world setting and how real life people, everyday average Joes would handle that kind of situation is really, really interesting. Similarly with, I also really like The Walking Dead, the graphic novel, because that kind of deals with the kind of same thing where, putting zombies putting in a realistic setting, what would happen to the world. I absolutely love that. So let me just pull on my wish list again. Where am I going? Your lists. Because there's a few. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Queen Emeraldus Volume 1, a Leiji Matsumoto manga. I think it's a manga at least. It might be a lighter novel. I don't know. I think it's a manga. That's getting released July 28th this year. Really looking forward to that. What else did I mention? Because I mean, my Amazon wishlist consists of a lot of old out of print titles. That I'm just kind of keeping my eye on the prices to see if they drop. Guardians of the Louvre and A Distant Neighborhood by Jiro Taniguchi. They're getting A Distant Neighborhood was actually released previously, but it's getting a re-release in hardcover. Really looking forward to that. Planets Omnibus Volume 1, that's been released already, and Goodnight Pun Pun by Inio Asano, that's just been released. Really looking forward to reading those titles. So yeah, they're kind of like the main sort of titles that I'm looking forward to reading this year. Okay, BDC at 7. Are you going to buy Haikyuu, the manga? Maybe. I don't have enough sports manga in my collection. I have one sports manga, to say. So yeah, I might actually do that. I might pick that up. I'm just gonna go let my dog in because she's crying outside my door. 1 second, guys. Come on then, come in. Right, come here. Come here. Lie down. Lie down. Stay. Oh, girl, stay there. Yeah, my dog's in here now. You can probably hear her biting her nails. Yeah, I've heard some good things about Haikyuu. I know it's about volleyball, I think, or netball. Yeah, I might buy it. BDC 7. Can I bash on a series that I don't like? yeah, by all means. I mean, it's not hurting me, it's not affecting me in any way, so, you know, do what you like. As long as it's constructive and not destructive, yeah. BD77, my birthday is next week. You can buy me a present if you wish. Fair enough. If you like zombies, you might like Sankareya. Yeah, Sankareya is in my wish list. It looks pretty cool, and it's a nice, short, sweet series, I believe. I think it's only about 8 or 9 volumes. I Am a Hero is not out in English. It's available in German up until volume 15. Usually our releases are pretty slow compared to the UK or US. No, it's not. Up until now, it's not been released in English. It's getting released this year by Dark Horse. I know you guys in Germany and a few other European countries like France and things like that, and Italy especially, have a really, really, really good library of manga. Like I think like I mean, I'm not a big fan of Elfen Lied, but I know Tokyo Pop released Elfen Lied, the manga in France, I believe, like a limited edition box set, which looked pretty cool. Berserker 98, how is your cat doing? I have 2 cats, but she's doing all right. She's doing all right. I mentioned in my last mini live stream yesterday that my cat she's got hair loss, but it's slowly, gradually going back. But she's doing okay. Hey, Jordan's here. Jordan Bradford. Hey, man. Feels like it's been so long since I've seen people's videos like yourself and Immortality and mental stuff. I know, I really haven't seen you around. Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. I've got 12 watchers now, so anybody who's just, watching, you're just joining, thanks. I'll mention again at the end of the live stream, I'm going to be announcing a giveaway of a manga that's been in my collection for a while. It's a duplicate manga that I have, a volume 1 of a certain series. Some of you may know already where it is, but at the end of the live stream, whenever that may be, yeah, I'm going to announce the giveaway. I'm not going to choose anybody like in the live stream. I'm just going to announce what the manga is, and then do a separate video, like maybe next weekend or something, to kind of give you a few rules as to how to enter the giveaway. So yeah, Dark Moon. Wow, I haven't seen that YouTuber for a while. Hi, hello, Dark Moon. Hello. A few more bites. Bit more shepherd's pie. Jordan, been training, my friend, in the military police. Wow. Been a quick mental 2 years. Had no choice to watch or make videos or even read manga. Wow, military police. That's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Appleseed, like the E-SWAT team, like Junior Newton, Briarius. Military police, that's pretty awesome. That is really awesome. Right, let's go back to my Sunday archive video, volume 10. Fluffy roundabouts. Haha, great answer to 3 wishes question. You like documentaries, so I highly recommend Blackfish. Oh man, I don't think I can watch Blackfish. When it comes to animal cruelty, it just depresses me so much. But yeah, Blackfish, probably definitely something I need to watch. Highly recommend Blackfish and Fed Up, amazing documentaries. And they're on Netflix. Ni no Kuni, I may pumped cough, 100 plus hours cough into it. It's a great game. My question for the next archive is, what's your greatest achievement and what do you hope to achieve in the future? Probably my greatest achievement so far is earning my bachelor's degree. I've got a bachelor's degree in fine art. And university was very tough. It was unlike school and college for me. It was a completely new experience. And that satisfaction when I handed in my dissertation, and then finally got my my degree like a few months later. Yeah, it's a big sigh of relief. So yeah, so far that's probably my biggest achievement, earning a degree. Maybe in the future I'll go on to do a master's degree, but that's not in the pipeworks right about now. Probably one of my greatest achievements as well is always consistently having a job. I've always worked full-time, even through uni. I worked, well, not full-time. I worked part-time while I was in uni, but ever since leaving uni, I've had a job. I've remained in consistent employment. And I don't know, I don't want to kind of be big-headed or anything, but I'm very motivated when it comes to working, in terms of you know, earning money and things like that. So that's probably another of my biggest achievements. But yeah, my degree is definitely my biggest achievement, I feel anyway. Got a question, big, massive, long question from Bakamatsu. Shadow, get off. Get off. Hey, man, get up. Up. Up, come on. Sit down. Sit. Lie down. No, lie down. Lie down. Not on me, no. This freaking dog, man. Can you see this, everyone? Look. What are you doing? What are you doing? My dog is a pain in the ass, but I love her. I love my dog. My big stupid dog. Right, questions. I'm going to go back to the chat actually, because that question from Bakamatsu is astronomically long. Let's have a look. Oh my god, freaking hell yeah, Blame, that's getting released. Oh man, yeah, it's Tsutomu here. How could I forget Blame? And also it's going to be released in the Masters edition, so we're going to be getting like a really, really big trim size, thick volumes. And I believe it's kind of linked in with the same universe's Manga. It's kind of affiliated with that same universe, like a prequel sort of thing. Yes. Yeah, Robert Walton. Anyone buzzing for Blame Ultimate Edition this year? Yes. Blame. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved Manga. It's one of them things, though. I think I mentioned in my review as well that I did of Manga, that it's a series that you do have to read a few times. One, to be able to understand it, and two, to be able to properly appreciate, as it's very, very, very alternative. It's very different to something that you normally expect from like a sci-fi. It's very dark as well. I mean, and especially taking into account the complete narrative shift it takes halfway through the series, and he just starts telling a completely different story that to some people can be quite jarring, I can imagine. So yeah, Blame. Yeah, I cannot wait for Blame. Cannot wait for it. It's going to be awesome. I'm aware of it, but I'm not buzzing. How many volumes is it, by the way? Yeah, that's what I wonder as well. I don't know how many volumes is it. I think it's about 5 volumes. Let's have a look. Jordan, I wish it was like Attack on Titan. Quick question. Have you picked up any of the recent Tokyo Ghoul volumes? May seem to be selling out really well. Yeah, funny you mentioned Tokyo Ghoul. I just picked up volume 1 the other day and realized that it's the 3rd printing. So even volume 1 sold out really quickly, and they had to do a 3rd printing of it, probably more printings. So I've got the 3rd printing of volume 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. Just finished reading that the other day. Really, really enjoyed it, but I've seen a few episodes of the anime, and that covered like the 1st volume and probably volume and a half what I saw in the anime. So yeah, there's no surprises in the manga or anything like that. It just kind of, the anime follows it in the beginning to a T, it seems. So look, 6 volumes. Blame is very likely on my wish list. If there's a listing of Blame on Amazon, then I need to put it on my wish list as well to kind of remind me to buy it. Berserk art is better than Vagabond. Arguable, yeah. I think they're 2 very different art styles. They're 2 art styles where I find it very difficult to determine which one I like more, as they're both very different stylistically. But also one thing that have in common is that they're very, very, very detailed. Vagabond opts for a more realistic level of detail and attention to detail. It kind of, because it's set in a real world setting, there's no fantasy elements or anything like that. The focus is on realism, whereas Berserk is a fantasy. So there are a lot of stylized elements to the art style, like obviously with the monsters, any abilities that the characters may have. It's very macho, so Guts as a character is very, very, very muscular, and the things that he can do are like kind of beyond human. I mean, especially now that he's got the Berserker armor, and also the environments that he's set in. So I think the the two very different art styles that stand alone equally. And I personally wouldn't put one above the other, simply because they're two very different series and two very different art styles. If Berserk, if Berserk was in a real life setting, and it was actually just like, you know, it was set in like medieval Europe, and maybe if it was around the same period that Vagabond is set in, maybe then I would be able to compare them, you know, together. But because they're two very different, you know, series, like one's a realistic, you know, period piece, and the other one's a fantasy piece, I cannot compare them. I love them both equally for different reasons. Roberts, it's Knights of Sidonia. It's Knights of Sidonia that is related to it, I think. All right, cool, fair enough. I mean, I have 3 volumes of Knights of Sidonia so far, so I'll be getting into that soon. Has anyone read Orange, the first omnibus? No, but that's in my wish list. I didn't know it was. I thought it was just a standalone series. Like, I thought it was just like a 1-volume series. But if it was an omnibus, then fair enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my archive volume 10 video. Answer this question from Bakamatsu. Okay, so just to kind of notify you guys, my last archive video, I was discussing, you know, what it's like to have a backlog of manga and anime. So I'll start reading his comment. Having a backlog hurts me most at the time. Having a backlog hurts me most of the times in a way that there's this voice in the back of my mind that keeps saying, "Oh, you have to read that, play and watch. Why are you sleeping in the first place?" Lol. Sometimes I tend to just try and watch or read something because I feel I have to, and not probably because I want to. Eventually, I end up trying some new content, and if I like, I'll stick to it. But if I don't like it, then it's something I cross off my list and it's done. Also, having a big backlog most of the time just leaves me uncertain of what to do next. Yeah, I mean, I definitely find that anytime I finish a series, like I struggle to kind of pick what I want to read next on my shelf because there's so many things that I want to read. Overall, it's not a thing that I enjoy, since I feel like I just burned money, which is getting dust on my shelves. However, I'm getting to a point where I'm almost finishing reading all my manga, which is making me very happy. Though I will buy more Vagabond volumes until I get all the ones available at the moment, and some other ongoing manga, regardless of anime. Usually I don't tend to do blind buys, so I'm almost caught up to that actually. Fair enough. Now games, yeah, games, whatever. Where's this question? It's a very, very long comment. Really appreciate that. About ecchi, I kind of have the same answer as some people. To watch ecchi or hentai, I'd rather watch porn. Fair enough. Now, about the question. Have you visited some countries? What are the places that you want to visit in the future? Any interest in going to Japan? I've been there and I want to go back for sure. I've been to Ireland and I've been to France. Unfortunately, as of yet, I haven't been out of Europe. I'd love to go to the United States. Nowhere particularly in the United States, generally just the US. I would love to go to Japan. And I'd also love to go to China. I absolutely love just China. I'd love to go to China. I'd also love to go to India. Personally, if I had the funds and the time, I'd just love to do just a tour around the world. There are an incalculable amount of places that I want to visit. Like, I grew up watching like lots of documentaries, like set in other countries and things like that. So there are so many different places, even within Europe, that I want to see. But yeah, there are so many places I want to go. But so far, I've only been to Ireland and France. What's the next question right here? Let me go back to my thing. Everybody here talking about upcoming volume releases, and here I am reading manga online. I'm such a criminal. Oh well. Rob Chocolate. What do you hate the most about manga? What do I hate about it? I don't hate anything about manga. If there's anything I dislike about manga, it's that's a difficult question to answer. Taking into account that I love manga so much, it's difficult to nitpick. What don't I like about manga? Probably the fact that it's not as widely recognized, and it's not yet equal to Western graphic novels in terms of Western audience. It's not acknowledged yet as like a primary form of entertainment for like comic book readers, like, you know, this side of the world. But that isn't manga's fault. That's more it's not really anybody's fault, but it's just what I don't like about manga is, you know, that it's not that accessible over here in the West yet, just like to your common everyday Joe. But actual manga itself, there's not really anything that I dislike about it. It's such a wide, varied medium. It's like flavors of ice cream. You know, everybody likes the flavor of ice cream. You know, manga's the same. There are so many different series for multiple demographics through countless numbers of genres and subgenres. You know, even if you don't like reading, I can guarantee that there will be a manga out there that is suitable for anybody. So, I mean, Japan is, you know, it is a fact that Japan is like the center of the world in terms of how many, you know, comics, manga they create. So yeah, I mean, I reckon there would be something for anybody on planet Earth. Yeah, I'd probably stick by that statement. Let's have a look. ArchAngel, my backlog contains of the last 5 volumes of Ikigami and almost all of Ranma 1/2. Ikigami is fantastic. It's quite underrated. I don't really see many people picking it up in, like, because I watch a lot of pickup videos, and I really don't see that many people picking it up. It's really, really good, and it's only 10 volumes long as well. It's not like a massive commitment, and it's mostly episodic as well. Like each volume, like you can jump into any volume of the series and enjoy it. It does have like a recurring plot, but it's not central in like the whole series. You only really kind of get it's only really the beginning and the end volumes, you know, that are kind of plot central. The rest of the volumes you can pretty much like pick up like volume 6, read the whole manga and like really, really thoroughly enjoy it because it's episodic. So, you know, I'd really urge anybody really to read Ikigami. BDC87, I have been to Japan. Yes, you should go. Yeah, man. Oh, God, I'd love to go to Japan. ArchAngel only picked up Ikigami because of you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. You know, that's really great to know. As Ikigami is just, it's amazing. Nimiko, new question. Do you read manhwa? No, unfortunately not. There's so much manga that I want to buy, and so much manga that I want to read that it's just my primary focus right now. If I was ever going to pick up a manhwa or an OEL, an original English language manga, Okay, I think we're back. I think we're back. I was having a few technical difficulties there. You guys let me know if you can, if the camera's back, because my internet is cut out. I can see people are still commenting in the chat box, which is reassuring. So all is not lost as of yet, by the looks of it. It says I'm back live, which is cool. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what happened. Then my internet just completely died on me for a few moments. Yes, you are back. Cool, brilliant. I panicked a little bit then because I still haven't announced my giveaway, and I was kind of in the flow of conversation. So what was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. Have a drink first. I was worrying them because it stopped the broadcast. I thought then I wouldn't be able to get back onto the live stream, which would have really sucked. Cool. All right. That's good. That's good. That is all good. And I still haven't answered all of the questions from my previous archive. So yeah, I would have been really peed off if that happened. If that had happened. I'm hoping probably going to have this live stream about 3 hours long. I think that's a comfortable number. If I go over a little bit, then it's no problem. I just want to cover all bases. I want to cover all the questions that were asked, and make sure that I'm fulfilling my promises and whatnot. Nice bit of discussion in the chat box here, which is pretty cool. What did I miss? What did I miss? Technical difficulties. Yeah. Anyone interested in light novels? I know a few people here are interested in light novels. Personally, I haven't really invested in any. I'm really excited for Bacano and Overlord hardcovers this year. Ooh, sweet. Then side hardcover with full quality illustration, which is amazing. Sweet. Durarara. Yeah, I think Durarara is going to be one of the things I'm going to be watching next after I finish NHK. I've heard really many great things about it. So yeah, I'm not going to neglect it any further. One thing I really do want to get back into, not back into, one thing I want to start and get into is the Monogatari series. There's been Sun Wukong and James Brosnan on Twitter, who just for the longest time have been urging me to get into the Monogatari series. So yeah, I really need to get into that. Okay, so let's have a look at some more questions on my thingy. Hashim Durrani, great video. My question this time to you is: have you I'm reading this as it's basically written. I think obviously some of the people who've asked me questions, like English isn't the first language, so I'm going to try correct it to kind of make a bit of sense. So great video. My question to you this time: has anyone that is an idol of yours to say someone I look up to? I think he's asking me basically, do I have any idols that I look up to? Let me read that again. So you have anyone that is an idol of yours, so to say, or someone to look up to. So basically, do I have any idols? I mean, I'm an artist myself, and I'm really wanting to get into manga art. I'd love to be able to write my own manga one day. I'm actually going to be buying some manga supplies to kind of get back into the swing of it. In terms of idols, I really idolize anybody who can tell a really good story. I really, really idolize Ichiro Oda, not just because One Piece is like one of my favorite stories, but the way he interacts with his fans, I find amazing. I really, really, really enjoy the SBS question corners in each volume, and the way he interacts and the rapport he builds with his fans is just sublime. You can tell the man really, really, really appreciates his fan base, and the way he jokes around with them and makes dirty jokes and things like that. The SBS question corner can be, at times serious. He can answer questions and give exclusive information or foreshadowing and things like that about things that are going to be happening. Or sometimes he'll just make dirty jokes. I think one of the main recurring themes of the SBS question corner is, or one of the recurring themes of the SBS question corner is the fans starting the SBS question corner before he can. And it's been an ongoing joke for like from like whenever the SBS question corner even started. Fans always start each question corner at the start of the volume, and like he'll make a joke like, "Oh my god, I haven't started it again." I love the rapport that he's got with his fans. I really idolize Ichiro Oda. Who else do I idolize? Probably Naoki Urasawa. I really want to watch, or I've seen clips of that Manben documentary that he did, where he's going to different, really high profile manga artists, seeing how they work, discussing, their work ethic, and comparing himself to like, other manga artists and things like that. He's just a manga god. Osamu Tezuka, I really idolize him just for what he's done for manga, as a medium. That man is amazing. Not all of his manga are, a lot of his manga can be hit and miss. He has some fantastically excellent series and some not so great series, but when you consider how much manga he created in his lifetime, it's understandable. Not all 700, manga titles that are under his belt will be 10 out of 10s. And that's what I think is amazing about him. His brain was just a library of information. He was, definitely Osamu Tezuka. I definitely idolize. Anybody outside of like anime and manga fandom, anybody who I idolize. I don't really. I'm trying to think. I'm not the kind of person who idolizes people. I have high respect for people, but idolize is such a really strong, powerful word. I don't really think there's anybody who I like absolutely idolize, but there are a lot of people who I respect. Let's go back to the chat. Hey, Bob Evans. Bob Evans here. Hey, Bob. How's it going, man? He's another one who I've been subscribed to for a while. He does some really good, interesting videos. And he's also another one who gets involved in the 24-hour manga marathons every year, which is pretty cool. Bob's cool. Someone talking about Durarara again. I'm slow on the Durarara ×2. The first season was great. Cool. Yeah, I know Durarara second season has just aired recently, I think. I might be wrong, I don't know. What's going on here? Speaking of Naoki Urasawa, I just bought the first 4 volumes of 20th Century Boys. Awesome. Yeah, you're making a really good investment there, Dark Moon. That's pretty cool. Let's see. I love Urasawa. I need to pick up Billy Bat and Pluto. I really hope Billy Bat gets an English release. I reckon it will eventually. Viz have a real good monopoly on Urasawa titles, and they tend to release them pretty fast. 20th Century Boys, each volume, there wasn't really that big of a wait between each volume release. The monster volumes, the perfect editions that they're coming out with are being released really, not too fast, but yeah, the Urasawa has become a big property within Viz's library. So I reckon once Billy Bat is complete, because obviously it's an ongoing series, I don't know how many volumes it's going to be, but hopefully do release it. Obviously, I've never read Billy Bat because it's not available in English, but judging from the fact that it's not Urasawa, I can confidently say it'll definitely be something I really enjoy. As Urasawa so far has not disappointed me. I've read 3 of his series now, I think. Yeah, Monster, 20th Century Boys, if you obviously include the epilogue, 21st Century Boys as well, and Pluto. So technically that's 4 series, but 20th Century and 21st Century Boys, it's the first same series. Out of the 3, 20th Century Boys is still my favorite. Second favorite is probably Monster and then Pluto. I'm not too sure, but all 3 of them are amazing. We have Billy Bat manga since 2012. The latest one is 2013. Oh yeah. I also have Master Keaton, but that's technically not Urasawa's writing. It isn't. Urasawa's not the writer; it's just the artist. I hate to buy a long series, but really wanted this one. Yeah. So Billy Bat so far is about 13 volumes long. I don't think it'll be that long of a series. I don't think Urasawa is the kind of person who does like really long series, anything over 20, 25 volumes really. So hopefully, it'll be released in English soon. I'm hoping. Mausoleum. Don't forget they are also releasing Master Keaton. Yeah. I've only still got a volume 1 of that. I think it's like 4 or 5 volumes of Master Keaton that are out now. I don't even know how long the series is. I need to invest in it more, should I say. Let's see, do I have any other questions? Yes, I do. Noxination, do you prefer omnibus editions or single volumes? Personally, I prefer omnibus volumes. If it's a long series, I will research to see if there are any omnibus editions, because one, it saves on shelf space, it keeps the cost down, and it's easier to read in bulk. You know, if you get like 3-in-1s, you know, it's easier to read because you're reading it more in bulk and you can kind of get through it a little bit quicker. And as well, sometimes with omnibus editions, they can be higher quality. A good example of that would be Monster, the Perfect editions. The higher, bigger trim size than the original volumes, better quality paper, and yeah, 2-in-1. So you really can't go wrong with that. What else do I have? That's an omnibus edition. The Visbigs, another perfect example. Visbigs are wholly superior to their original volume releases, single releases like the Rurouni Kenshin Vagabond, which is the only Visbig collection that I have. I know Hot Gimmick, I know that's in Visbig format. Inuyasha, I know that's in Visbig format. Probably a few others as well. But yeah, I really want to get Rurouni Kenshin. In fact, oh yeah, the Dragon Ball, the entire Dragon Ball series is in Visbig format. But sometimes there's quite a downfall when it comes to omnibuses, because they'll use omnibuses as like a way to release a series quicker, and kind of cut back. It's kind of cutting corners on the quality of the volume releases. Great examples of that would be the 3-in-1 line of the that Viz put out for like the Shonen series, like 3-in-1s for Full Metal Alchemist, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, D Grey Man, probably a few others as well. Those 3-in-1s, they're cheap. Like I wouldn't say don't buy them. If you just want to spend as little as possible on manga, then that's a great way to buy manga. But only if you're not bothered about the quality of the actual volumes. Personally, I'm all for quality. I'm not really bothered about how much a volume of manga is, so long as I know that it will stay in my collection and retain its quality, and won't break apart in 2 years' time. Then I'm not bothered how much a volume of manga is, so long as I know it will last. Those 3-in-1 volumes are terrible quality. So if you're a manga collector and you prefer to have manga that's of better standard and better quality, then I wouldn't recommend getting the 3-in-1s for the Shonen series that Viz put out. But that's just a personal preference. Let's have a look. I prefer single volumes since the paper quality of omnibus isn't always great. Yeah, I mean, I think Dark Horse is possibly to blame with that conception, because a lot of the omnibuses that they push out are not great quality. But when they do, invest in the omnibus and put money into the volumes, they do sort of the best quality omnibuses in my opinion. Like my Tokyo Babylon omnibus up there, that's fantastic quality, really high quality pages. Also the Planetes or Planets, I don't know how you pronounce it, that recent omnibus release as well is supposed to be really high quality. In Mausoleum, the only bad omnibuses in terms of paper quality I can think of, Numiko, the Viz 3-in-1s. Can you think of any others? Not really. I mean, I don't really have that many omnibuses in my collection. The Death Note Black editions are pretty good, pretty solid omnibus editions. There's the 5 cm per second omnibus, which is pretty poor quality. When I was reading that, one of the pages literally just fell out of the binding, which is literally out of all the manga that I own, that's the first time that's happened to me. So sometimes Vertical's omnibus editions aren't really too good quality, but again, I can excuse Vertical because they released Mobile Suit Gundam the origin. Yeah, I really don't have that many omnibuses in my collection. I don't really have that many poor quality manga in my collection, so to speak. I like hardcover omnibuses, but paperback omnibuses spines can easily crease if they are very thick. For example, Dororo. Yeah, I have to be really careful with my Dororo omnibus. Yeah, I was very, very nervous when I was reading that, I didn't want to break the spine. Arch-ive, we have a re-release of Berserk called Berserk Max with 2 volumes in one, but the covers are so ugly. Spending the money on the original releases, even though most are like 3 times the price. Cool. Yeah, the Planets volume is really nice. So I enjoyed it. I actually remember the Twitter picture, the page falling out. That never happened to me, luckily. Yeah, you are very lucky. That really took me by surprise. I was literally flicking over the page at 5 centimeters per second, and as I was like flicking it over, it didn't even tear. It just released itself from the binding of the book itself, like with a really perfect edge. Yeah, I was really peed, really, really pissed off with that. Let's see, do I have any more questions on my thingy page? Yes, from Monomino, that's James. I thought you had watched Madoka when I saw it in your pickups. Anyhow, another question: do you dislike an anime when you realize it's poorly adapted, or do you judge the anime as an anime instead of an adaptation? It depends what I know about it before I start watching it. I usually like to research an anime before I watch it. Similarly with manga. If I already know that it's poorly adapted when I go into it, or if I've heard that it's poorly adapted, like I will still kind of give it a chance and kind of judge it off of my own merits, unless I've heard from like a reliable source that it's a bad adaptation. Yeah, I mean, if I don't like an anime, usually I'll just kind of drop it. I don't tend to do that with manga because a lot of the manga I read, all of the manga that I read is in physical format. I don't read any manga digitally. If I did read manga digitally, like on Crunchyroll or like I don't know any other streaming services for manga, it'd be easier to drop a title because I don't have that need to carry on reading the series because it's not in physical format. So it's very, very rare that I drop a series, drop a manga series. But it's a lot easier for me to drop an anime series that I don't like because a lot of the anime that I'm watching right about now is streamed on Crunchyroll. So I'm currently finishing off Love Live season 2. What else am I watching? I started watching The Perfect Insider. What am I watching? My Love Story, Ori Monogatari. I've dropped Sword Art Online. I tried getting into that just because it was popular and I'd heard a lot about it, and I'd heard a lot of people bashing on it, and I didn't want to express an opinion on it without actually watching it. So I tried watching it. I just cannot get into it. I can't even get past 3 episodes. Literally, I stopped watching like at the end of episode 2, and I was like, yeah, this is just, I don't really see what's special about this. What else have I dropped? I dropped Terraform Mars, the anime. I kind of dropped the manga as well, funnily enough. But yeah, there's not really many series that I drop if I've got it in physical format. But yeah, I don't necessarily judge anything before I've actually watched it or read it. I like to kind of form my own opinion. Nico, Ben. Lotus, that's quite a long comment. The standard single volumes quality is at least consistent. Plus the cover art and spine art are usually superior to the omnibuses, and I just kind of like to have a bunch of volumes. I don't worry about the amount of space to take up or anything, so I always prefer single volumes. Plus I really like the size of standard tankobons. They're perfect for me. This big's another 3-in-1s, and 2-in-1s are just too big and bulky for my liking. Fair enough. Immortalium, you're finishing Love Live season 2. I thought you didn't like it. Yeah, well, I've kind of committed to it now. I'm only finishing it because I really like the first season, so I want that sense of completion. Season 2 is just nothing compared to the first season. I mean, I probably wouldn't even like the first season if I was more, more versed and more used to idol shows. But obviously, Love Live is the first idol show I've ever watched, so I'm kind of drawn to it. But yeah, the characterization and just the melodrama in Love Live season 2 is just pretty bad. but you know, I want to complete it. Just get it over with. Nico is the best girl. I prefer. Who do I prefer in life? I like what's the one's name? The Shrine Maiden. Fuck, what's her name? Not Umi. Nozomi. I like Nozomi. Nozomi and Kotori. I think they're kind of tied. My favorite girl in Love Live. I didn't realize Finding Dory had 2 trailers out. I knew I had 1 trailer, but I didn't know I had 2. Dark Moon, have you started watching Erased? It's on Dice Cadet. I'm like, all right, cool. So I can watch Erased legally. I answered this probably about an hour ago, but I haven't watched Erased. But if it's on Dice Key, then yeah, I actually might start watching it. Yeah. The best on Crunchyroll is Shinsekai Yori and Your Lie in April plus Erased. I've heard of Shinsekai Yori. Is that the New World, or what's it called? Something New World. I've heard it's really good. And I've heard Your Lie in April is really good as well. I think it's also on Crunchyroll, but not available where I live. Fair enough. Yeah, BDC. All right, yeah. So Erased is on Crunchyroll. Is that Dagashi Kashi? Like, the thing is, when somebody recommends a series to me, I prefer them to just kind of give me the English title, as that's kind of commonly what I call anime by. Like, I don't really use the Japanese titles, same for manga as well. From the New World, yeah, Shinsekai Yori, cool. Yeah, so anybody who wants to like recommend me an anime or manga, just please like use just the English title. I'm not really well versed in Japanese, so if you tell me like a series and it's in Japanese, then I probably will forget it. Yeah, I knew Your Lie in April was on Crunchyroll. Yeah, I'll probably put that in my queue. Well, I'll definitely put it in my queue. And same with Erased as well. If Erased is on Crunchyroll, I would definitely put that in my queue. Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. Moving on to some more questions. There's not really that many now. A huge list of what I meant to watch. I've never seen Fullmetal Alchemist, both the anime and the manga. I don't really blah blah blah. That's not a question. Walking 00 Dead. Nice video, mate. Yo, where have you been? So yeah, that was just that, he put that comment on when I was on my hiatus. I was on like a 3-month hiatus. So yeah, that is actually all the questions on the Sunday Archive 10 video. So I'm kind of glad I got through them. I was kind of panicking when the internet cut out a little while ago. So yeah, how long have I been streaming now? Let me refresh this page real quick. I've been streaming a while. It's like 2.5 hours. Real quick. Oops. Yeah, I've been streaming a long time. So yeah, just under 2 hours I've been streaming. So yeah, I'll stream for a little bit more, a little bit longer. Watch Haikyuu. Have you seen Nanatsu no Taizai 7 Deadly Sins? I've seen the first 2 episodes. I personally didn't really enjoy it. I'm not that big of a fan anymore of like shonen battle manga. I don't really like anything that's formulaic and kind of just lends from other trends. Not to say that I'm like a hipster or anything like that. I don't, you know, I don't like endorse anything like that. But no, I kind of dropped that. I watched it on Netflix. Wasn't really that big of a fan. Yeah, I'm going to be watching Ping Pong. I've got that on my wish list. Type into Google Crunchyroll unblocker. Oh, is that to get Crunchyroll titles that aren't on the UK one? I think I've heard of that before. That'd be pretty cool. Because the thing is, with Crunchyroll, I'm not a premium member. So I just watch the adverts. I don't mind watching the adverts. So I wouldn't watch you as a blocker for the adverts. Because I kind of like the idea of, you know, supporting and kind of giving them revenue. But if there's any way I could watch titles on the American Crunchyroll, then that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to be able to do that. Have you checked out Death Parade yet? I recommended it to you a few weeks ago. If not, there is an Asia version with English subtitles you can buy. Death Parade, is that series where basically it's 2 people who die and they go to that cafe thing and they have to like engage in like 2 games where one of them then goes to hell, one of them goes to heaven or something like that? Because I've seen a review of it after you recommended it to me, actually. I watched the review, and it looked really interesting. So yeah, I do mean to watch that. I've been meaning to watch that. But yeah, the thing is, I get recommended so many different anime and things, and you know, so much so, you know, things just obviously get put on the backlog and the back burner. So anybody who does recommend me something, if you don't see me watch it for a very long time, don't think that I've forgot about it. Just know that it's just on my backlog. Anything that people recommend me, I instantly the same day that the recommendations there. If I can buy it physically, I'll just go onto Amazon, put it on my wish list, so it's always there reminding me anytime I go onto Amazon. So any recommendation that I get, just know that I will definitely always get around to checking out the series. Here's a question. I have to go in the next half hour, so the contest. So the contest isn't in the video, right? Is it just the announcement? Yeah, in the live stream, I'm just announcing the manga that I'm giving away. Like Immortalim, you probably already know what I'm going to be giving away, but the contest itself isn't in the live stream, so I'm not going to be picking somebody who's like watching the live stream now, because it'd be unfair to everybody else. I mean, there's only 10 people watching right now, so you know, I wouldn't pick just like 1 out of 10 or 11 people. Well, it's actually 11 people watching now. I'm going to do a separate video, probably next weekend, which is going to be the actual the giveaway. I'm going to be talking about the rules of, you know, what I want anybody to do in order to be you know, enrolled, you know, in order to, you know, participate in the giveaway. But yeah, now that I'm talking about it, I might as well just go get the manga and just like show you which one I'm going to be giving away. Oh man, oh, I'm so ill. What about later? So yes, the manga that I'm going to be giving away is Wandering Sun, Volume 1, hardcover, by Shimura Takako. This is actually out of print. So yeah, basically, I'll read the synopsis for you. So, because the thing is, it's not necessarily for everyone's cup of tea. Not everybody might like this, but I have 2 copies of this. 2 got sent to me accidentally, and I just never sent it back. But they never asked for it back, so yeah, it wasn't that big of a priority. So basically, excuse me, 5th grade, the threshold of puberty, and the beginning of the end of childhood innocence. Shuichi Nitori and his new friend Yoshino Takatsuki enjoy happy homes and loving families, and are well liked by their classmates, but they share a secret that further complicates the time of their life that is awkward for anyone. Shuichi is a boy who wants to be a girl, and Yoshino is a girl who wants to be a boy. So yeah, it's basically deals with sexual identity in these 2 youths, and yeah, I mean, it's completely out of my comfort zone as well, but I've heard that it is fantastic. I know particularly NZ Anime Manga, he really loves this series. I think I actually might have been the one who recommended it to him. I'm not too sure. That might not be true, but yeah, I'm going to be giving away Volume 1. If you do win it though, don't kill me, because you might not be able to find Volume 2. As like I said, it's out of print, and it's a very, you know, not a very popular title, but it's a very nice hardcover. It's in brand new condition. I bought this new, so I'm trying to see if I can flick through the artwork, the pages. Got beautiful color pages in the front there. Let's see, yeah, that's not that one. There we go. Yeah, really nice color pages. Lovely art style. Yeah, it's really cool. And I haven't done a giveaway on this channel for a while, so next Saturday or Sunday, I will upload a video. I won't do another live stream, because obviously the next live stream I do will be the next Sunday archive, so that's probably going to be in another month. So yeah, next weekend will be the actual giveaway announcement. Well, this is technically the announcement, the giveaway video, where I'll be explaining the rules as to how you need to participate in this. If you're a content creator, then probably the expected thing I would expect you to do is like make like a response video. But as what the response video I want you to do is, I don't really know. But again, that isn't to say that I'm excluding any of my subscribers or most of my subscribers who aren't content creators. This giveaway is open to anybody, and also as with my last giveaway, it's also international. So wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. So yeah, you will get this. I don't know. I'll probably do the same thing I did last time, where I'm just kind of like picking names out of a hat, you know, choosing randomly who gets this volume. But yeah, Wandering Sun Volume 1. That's going to be the giveaway. I'll probably do one in the future as well. I want to do giveaways a little bit more regularly, actually, because you guys do support me. So yeah, let's see how you responded to that. Really want to win that Mausoleum. No, me. Is that out of print? Volume, I mean, the whole series is out of print now, but I think Volume 1 is still relatively easy to come by. Volume 2, I believe, is the one out of the however many volumes. I think it's like 7 volumes or 8 volumes that have been released in English. I think it's Volume 2 that's the one that's quite hard to find. But yeah, we've got Houdini H. Hi, I love your channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. ArchAngel, art looks very nice. So yeah, just to reiterate again, next weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I'll be uploading a video, not a live stream, just a video, just kind of telling you the rules as to how you need to, you know, enter into this competition, and what you need to do. So whether or not you're a content creator is irregardless. Anybody who is open to winning this manga. And again, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. All 2,000 and however many subscribers I have are eligible to win this manga. So yes, so I'm probably going to wrap this up now, as I need to prepare for. I need to do some ironing for. I need to iron my clothes for tomorrow for work. So yeah, let's have a look. Oh, Samuel Chedro, he's here. Hey, dude. How many volumes is Wandering Sun? I shall have a look for you now. I do believe it's an ongoing series, I think. Check for you. I'll check for you now. Wikipedia. That's complete. Cool. That's another good thing. It's 15 volumes. Wandering Sun is a 15-volume long series. So, and I don't think these are omnibuses. I think these are just like the single volumes. That's going to be 15 of these released. Maybe, potentially, don't quote me on this, but I do understand that the publisher, Fantagraphics, oh yes, Fantagraphics, cool, had a bit of a hard time trying to sell this, and a few of the later volumes had to be kickstarted. So I think maybe from volume 7, like a lot of the volumes are kickstarted. So I don't know if all of them will be released in English. I don't know. You probably have to ask Fantagraphics. You know, go to their Twitter page and ask them about it. But yeah, just a little bit more information. From what I can see here, it's a seinen manga. It's published from 2002 all the way up to 2013. And there's also an anime, apparently. Studio AIC Classic, 12 episodes. Cool. So I never knew that. But yeah, it's basically a drama slice of life, as categorized here on Wikipedia. So yeah. All right. In Mausoleum, 15 in Japanese, 8 in English. So yeah, maybe these are omnibuses then. Maybe I'm wrong. Cool. Yeah, actually, Samuel, Trejo, I know you've probably only just got here, but I'm actually going to be wrapping up this live stream pretty soon. Probably going to stay on here for maybe another 15 minutes or so. See if any more questions come through. I'll check my Twitter as well. See what's going on here. ArchAngel, he sent me. Oh wow, those covers, they look pretty weird. It's kind of like those Berserk covers almost look like bootlegs. I don't like the exclamation bubble on them. Two mangas in I'm band. Obviously, it's German, I think. Yeah, I don't like the font they've used for Berserk as well for the title. Yeah, I agree. Those covers aren't very good. Obviously, the artwork is on the cover is good, but not the layout. And yeah, they probably could have done a better job with that. have a good one. I don't think they are. I think they are singles. All right. So that probably means that only 8 of these have been released so far. I don't know. Again, if you want to know more information about Wandering Sun and the English releases, then go to Phantom Graphics Books. They've got a Twitter page where they obviously answer queries and stuff. If you have Twitter, maybe they're on Facebook. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Yeah, ArchAngel does look pretty terrible. But hey, at least you've got it in you know, physical release of it, which is pretty cool. It's better than having nothing. Me too, love the stream. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap this up now. I'm feeling pretty tired. So yeah, thank you guys for staying with me. I really enjoyed looking at you know, all you guys' comments and things like that, and answering the questions. Again, Sunday Arch-ive is going to be a monthly occurrence. I'm going to be doing them every 4th Sunday, I believe. Maybe every 5th Sunday. You know, I might be late one week, but yeah, it's been really fun. Obviously, I'm really ill, so I'm probably not as enthusiastic as what I normally am. But yeah, you guys have a really awesome evening or day, afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world. So yeah, Bob Evans. I'll probably go back and watch the first 2 hours later. Had a good time. Cheers, Bob. Be good. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Take it easy. See, I'm totally screwed. Take it easy, guys.